Oiga, ¿quiere que le corte los buchis?
Sí, ok.
Sí.
Ya, gracias. Okay.
Estaba pensando que te olvidaste de mí. Ese día tan importante. No creo que no estás aquí. El día de San Valentín, viendo parejas compartiendo tortas.
I want some.
¿Rosas? Las rosas están caras. Y también las reservaciones. Las tortas cuestan doble. La compartirías con tu mujer. Sé que el 14 de febrero estás con tu esposa. Venme a ver el 15 de febrero. Gastarías menos dinero. Venme a ver. Venme a ver el día de la Sancha, con tu culebra ancha. Venme a ver. Venme a ver el 15 de febrero. O me cojo el jardinero junto a mí. Venme a ver con tu culebra ancha, esperando que mañana me la vas a meter, a meter. Venme a ver el 15 de febrero. Gastarías menos dinero. Venme a ver. Venme a ver el día de la Sancha, con tu culebra ancha. Venme a ver. Venme a ver el 15 de febrero. O me cojo el jardinero junto a mí. Venme a ver con tu culebra ancha, esperando que mañana me la vas a meter, a meter, a meter, a meter.
Espérate, güey, el de la guitarra, no sos mamón. That guy's fucking epic, güey.
I took a vacation. Now the doors are locked shut. It's your bad luck. Go find another man to mess around. I don't want you back in town. Your bad luck, bitch.
There's some shit to it.
Oh, man. So,
Qué pedo.
we got Tania Estrada.
What's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. This is Chicano Shuffle. This is Ramon.
Steves.
Fernando.
Ora, Tania Estrada in his house.
So we just played. I know it's not a debut because I know you've been playing it, but this is your parody song for all the Sanchas, right?
Yeah, my parody song for all the Sanchas. Sancha Day. El Día de las Sanchas.
We're going to get flagged on YouTube now.
I know, el 15 de febrero, right?
Yeah, el 15 de febrero.
So, Tania, let's get it going. Like, how did this come about?
How did the song come about?
Yeah.
Well, you guys know I'm a comic. Been a comic going on 10 years now. And it's kind of like, how when you go into being a doctor, like you have to pick a specialty, like what you're going to do. And my specialty is I love Weird Al Yankovic. And I've always dreamed of being the Latina Weird Al Yankovic. That's what I've always wanted to do. I've always had a knack for changing the words around in songs. My background is in music. I've been playing instruments since I was 12 years old.
You started off with the accordion, right?
I started off with the accordion. Yes, I started off with the accordion, but my main one is guitar. I play guitar, but I can also play bass. I can play violin. I can play xylophone. I know the xylophone. Wow. I can play piano. And then you heard from the song, I can actually sing. I'm not trying to be American Idol, but I can hold a note. Yeah.
That's the kicker right there.
That's the best one.
Yeah, the harmonies were pretty on it. Yeah.
Thank you. And, the cool thing about that song, that's a real band that played that. The band is called Doble Poder. They play at La Cita every Sunday. That's our Sunday band.
So it wasn't like a background music.
No, it's a real band.
Oh,
that's a real
awesome.
band. Like when I came about this song, it was a weird thing. You want to hear the moment that
Go
it happened?
for it. Let us know.
So I started this production company called Unicorn Poo Productions. I mean, I have a background in video production, journalism. I went to a magnet school for that. So I know how to film. I know how to edit. Like I used to edit like when it was like numbers and VHSs, like that long ago. Mm-hmm. And now we have apps and all kinds of things that we can do it more just manually as long as you can operate software. I started this company because I wanted to create content and I wanted to put funny stuff out there. That was my main focus. And I wanted to create jobs for the Latino community and for people to come and, be able to pay them and do production and things like that. And we can film and have a good time. Because when you're on a set and stuff is funny, man, you have the greatest time ever. Like it's a day where the hours just go by so fast. So I decided to go to the Small Business Administration, the government, right?
All right.
And I signed up for a mentor, like a business mentor. And I was like, okay, I filed my LLC. I have my LLC. What am I going to do with this company? So I had a meeting January 7th. It was January 7th. It had been set up since like November. Okay. And I walk in there and I talk to my mentor, his name's John. And I tell him, he's all, tell me about yourself. So I started telling about myself, right? And then I said, well, I'm here because I have this production company and I want to know how to form it, what to do, how to get funding, how to do this and that, blah, 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 create jobs. And he goes, you know what your problem is? I said, no. He goes, you don't know what you're selling. He goes, you know what you just did? I said, no. He goes, you basically walked in here and you told me about yourself. And then you turned around and said, hey, but I have this great idea for toothpaste. Do you know how many people are already selling toothpaste out in the market? Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not getting you, bro. Like, this is...
Shit.
So he goes to the whiteboard, right? And then he lists everything that I do, everything that I know how to do as an artist, right? Then he lists everything that I currently do for work, like my hustles, like my jobs, like hosting. I host a lot. Like I host all the short film festivals out in LA. I host for Lucha Baboom for 2 years. Like hosting is a thing that I do, to make, money or whatever. He like crossed it out. He's like, you got to knock that off. He's like, you got to stop that. He's all because... The way he broke it down, he said, you're your product. You need to sell your product and you need to take all your skills that you know and you need to figure out how you're going to make 5 to 10 times in 5 years what you're making now. He goes, get a 5-year plan. And he broke it down January through December from 2020 to 2025. And he goes, and I want you to complete this plan. And then you send me an email, right? And then tell me that you have this plan and we'll get together and we'll go through it, right? So I went home and I was like, I just absorbed everything. And I sat on it for a day, right? I stayed home. I sat on it for a day and I was like, just trying to So the next day I went to the gym. I was going to the gym and I was listening to Quiereme, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then as I pulled in, the words just started hitting me. It just started hitting me because as I was thinking about everything, what do I want to do? And I'm like, well, I've always wanted to pursue my love of music and comedy and merge it together. How could I be happy and make a living doing this, right? And I just started writing the song. It was like Thursday, I started writing the song. And then by Friday, I had all the lyrics. I was singing out the lyrics. I had my friends come over, like sit on the couch right here. I bust out my little karaoke machine. I went through the words over the song and they were cracking up, right? So then I had to change a few words because they were dirty, right? I have my friend, shout out to...
Oh, that's a clean version.
That's a clean version. Nah, we've been through a few drafts on this. Shout out to Moni at La Cita. She was like... I was like gonna say something about like put a like verga in there, verga ancha, and Tania's all Moni's all Tania no, and I was like what can I change it to? So she's like, how about tu cosita que me encanta? And I was like, how about culebra ancha? You know what I mean? That's a happy medium right there. Yeah. And my mom was against it. No, you can't make it dirty and this and that. I'm like, but you know.
Canción es hermosa.
You ran it by her? You ran it by your mom?
Yeah, I run it by my mom.
Yeah.
I run it by my mom. My mom helps me out, like, as far as my Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I'll call her up, Mom, ¿qué quiere decir esta palabra? ¿Qué esto? And she'll help me out. Like, for a long time, I kind of stopped speaking Spanish for a while. And then when I started working at La Cita, like, I was like, talking to more clients in Spanish. And then when I did that competition, and when I did that Spanish competition.
What Spanish competition?
It was called El Comediante. It's not out yet. Okay. But it was like hundreds of comics tried out for these Spanish Last Comic Standing. And I got on like, it was like I was in the top 12 so I went through that whole process. And once I finished that, I was like, I really got to brush up on my Spanish. So I started listening or watching more telenovelas. and then I get a piece of paper on the side and I start writing down the words, right? And I'll call my mom and I'll be all, Mami, ¿qué quiere decir pichurrio? You know, like stuff like that. You know,
That's
it's just
funny,
and then so those were so it's helped up my vocabulary again to know Spanish better. I speak a lot of Spanish now. I've been doing comedy in Spanish more. And I realized that I have a huge love at growing up, Latina, for the Spanish community, our old music, our old songs that we're used to knowing. Because the average not Spanish, but the average white person would hear this song and not really know what it is, right? No. But to us, we know that song. I'm like, I was trying to explain it to Jimmy James. Shout out to Jimmy James. It was his idea. He's the one that said, who's the bass player of the band that me and Martin are in?
What's the name of the band?
Saint Nectarius.
Saint Nectarius.
Nectarius. So we started off as Slaughter, and then we changed it to Saint Nectarius. So, but the bass player, Jimmy James, he's the one that suggested in December. He's like, you should write a song about the 15th of February, like Sancha Day. Like, talk about, that day, the day after. And that's how, when all that happened, I went to that meeting, and then it just kind of just was like, I need to concentrate on that. And the other thing the business mentor also said was that people fail because they try to do too much at once. He's all, you take one thing, he's all, you do it and you finish it. And then you go on to the next thing. And that's how you'll be successful. And, to pull this off from January 9th all the way to have it out by, what was it, February 11th? Yeah. It was like, I was on a deadline. Like, I knew I was on a deadline. Like, as soon as the lyrics came, I started hitting everybody up. Like, I hit up the band that Friday. Like, I got the lyrics Thursday. Friday morning, I was talking to him. And I was like, hey, can you ask the guys if they'll come into the studio and learn this song? And,
Yeah.
And they did it. They were there by Tuesday. That Tuesday, we were recording in the studio. Shout out to Eclectic Records in Boyle Heights. They're
right by La Plaza del Mariachi, right?
They're in Plaza del Mariachi. Yeah.
Is it in the,
So
in
that's
the back?
the record. It's in the back and the front. They have 3 locations right there. So they have the 2 studios, and then across the street, down from the Felipe Mortuary, right there is the other one. It's the third one.
Oh shit! I don't remember. I fucking forgot about the mortuary.
Shout out to Angel at I Am AOD Music. He's the mastermind behind everything and getting everything together and helping me out and having a place where I can come and do this, because he's helped me out with a few songs before that I've done a few years ago. But to have like a full band come in and then get it mixed and mastered, and that was a whole process in itself. And and it's not free. Like I'm paying out of my pocket. Like all the money that I'm making is going towards this. It's not like someone came to me and was like, hey, I want to make you the Latina Weird Al Yankovic. It's like, no, I'm taking.
Here's this money, toma.
No, I'm taking all my everything that I use towards that, and I'm happy about it. I'm so happy about it, and we all have to have a hustle. Like, and for me, working at La Cita has been the best hustle everywhere. Like,
you've been there, what, 3 years?
4.
4 years, right?
4 and some change. Like, and it's a great environment. I love working my shift. I only work Tuesday, Thursdays, happy hour, 4 to 9. I leave before all the ratchet starts, It's like the perfect time. I get my regular customers that come in that know that I'm there. I just got it added to Sundays. So that's how I met the band, was on Sundays that I started working the party, which is a lot of fun. If you've ever been there on a Sunday afternoon.
It's the Paisa night, right?
Paisa afternoon, dude.
They have the micheladas, no?
Yeah, the micheladas. Yeah, they have the what is it? Sunday Bloody Sunday outside in the back. They have those. But these, the money that I make there is nice to just put it back there. Like, I had heard a story or like an interview with Cardi B, and she had talked about how she took all her stripping money and she would just start putting it towards her craft, putting it towards what she was trying to do with herself and her music and how she believed in it. And I just decided, like, I'm going to take that same concept and put everything towards it. Like, then the idea, when I was with Moni at La Cita, when we were working out this whole song, she thought, you know what? Why don't you make a Sancha shirt? Why don't you make a Loteria shirt? And I was like, you're genius. Oh my God.
And that's the shirt you're wearing right now?
That's the shirt I'm wearing right now. Yeah. And that was another cost,
Who did that for you?
Shout out to Ed Gutter, Mr. Ed Gutter over at Black Cat Printing, and Julian, my brander, over there. They're the ones that have done my shirts. This is my 3rd shirt.
Nice.
I have the Hello Tetotas shirt. You guys know that one?
I seen that one, yeah. You wore that one for a while.
I wore that one for a while. And then I got the one where I'm eating a hot dog, and it says, I'm vegan, but for you, I'll eat your meat.
I got a buddy that would wear that for sure.
Yeah.
Ramon.
But you know what, Tania? I think it's good that you went that route, as even if it's a parody song, you took it really serious in hiring like an actual band, because sometimes people don't realize that you can tell when it's a track, and it kind of it adds more like a cheesy element to it. You're basically doing a karaoke song, and by having the actual band playing, I mean, I think that really adds to the texture of the song, And then I know we skipped over it, but Unicorn Poop, that's a really fucking funny name for a company.
Unicorn Poo.
Oh, Poo.
So wait, get it right.
No P.
Sorry, I thought it said Poop. I was like, dude, that's an awesome name.
Poo, yeah.
So Unicorn Poop is available if you guys.
Unicorn Poop Productions is available. So is my lawyer.
No, that's the equivalent of the Price is Right, $1. No, the one extra dollar.
$1.
99 and $1.
Yeah.
So this just went. This is this January that your mentor kind of put you on that path.
Yeah.
So has it been really hard to kind of implement a lot of that stuff? Because I know sometimes we're kind of conditioned a certain way, and then we have habits that are hard to like break. And did it take you a long time to get to that momentum?
Once I sat with him, I feel that it set my mind into a mode where I needed to like enact discipline, like immediately to everything that I was doing. I knew that I had to focus. I knew that I had to cut out like extra stuff. I knew that I only had so much time. And I'll tell you, it was the most difficult thing I've ever had to pull off, ever, in just that little window. And I'm so thankful to all the comedians that were part of it. We have so Eddie G is Tiburcio. He's the jardinero.
Oh, is he?
That's the jardinero, is Tiburcio. Or
Really?
Eddie G.
I can't. I couldn't tell. I mean, I'm used to seeing what the tejana and the little bigote.
It's called acting.
I know. Really good.
So, and it's, oh my God, it's Eddie G. Follow him. He's amazing. My heart is so indebted to him forever for coming out and taking his time. I wanted to Venmo him a little bit, a little something, and he wouldn't take it. Like he was like, no, like we've always said, we wanted to collaborate on something, and he pushed it, and I feel so full.
Yeah.
Monique Flores, that's my comedy wife. Follow her at Just Say Mo. She's the one that came up with the idea in the song when I was doing it. She was like, it'd be funny if in that part, like you had a homeless couple that was eating, you know what I mean, and having a good time, and you're over here
even
alone.
Those cabrones are in love.
Yeah, even those cabrones get love on Valentine's, and I'm all alone. So I wanted to include Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
So I want to include Jerry Garcia and Jesus Sepulveda because those are my homies. And shout out to Narciso for always playing Las Rosas lady, and dressing up in drag for this. But
that's a guy.
That's Narciso. That's Narciso
I was about
Gonzalez.
to say, so who's the flower girl?
I'm telling you, we went all out. You know what I mean, to make all these people look just a little bit different. Yeah. So Jerry originally was going to play the taquero, right? And Jesus was going to play the homeless guy. But because of scheduling conflicts, I had to put Jerry in the homeless scene, and then I put Jesus in the taquero scene, and the changing the sign, the money scene. And Gloria, and so shout out to Gloria Magana and Eric Power. They were the ones that were the couple, the couple together. And they were down from Modesto on the weekend. They were staying with me. And it was like, you know what? You can pay for an Airbnb, or you can do slave trade. You know what I mean? And come be in the video.
The barter, yeah.
Yeah, the barter. But I didn't have to pull their arm too hard. They were really, really helpful. Yeah. So they all participated. So I had to shoot all this stuff like between days. And Irene Soto, who's Cholos Try at Cali Baby 323, she was my director. Okay. She was the one that came in with the camera on the first few shots, and then Monique Flores helped me with the side shots. And then my assistant helped with like the B-roll. So it was such a collaborative effort. And we took days and days, and weeks to kind of spread it out and get it all together to the editor, who was also Jimmy James. And we did 2 editing sessions of probably 3-4 hours the first one and 5 hours the second one. Sure. So it was and then when I had it done, I told my best friend, I'm all, hey, I finally did a song. She's like, oh, congratulations. She goes, how are you going to market it? And I was all,
shit, I spent all my money.
Man, how am I going to market it? So that was a whole other beast. Yeah. And it worked out because Jimmy James was the brains behind, the marketing aspect, how to market it. We set aside a little budget for that. So we did that. So it was not easy, but I'm happy that I finally have something to leave behind, like a legendary song that'll be known as like the Sancha Christmas song, like every February right before, and it'll become something, and it'll grow, and people will know it. And they'll sing it. They won't sing the original no more. They'll sing that one.
And it's perfect because it's February 15. Like you said in the song, everything's cheaper.
Everything's cheaper.
The flowers.
It's the day after Valentine's. Your wife is all, completely bamboozled into thinking that, you guys had a great time. Ya pasó. Yeah. The 15th, he's back to work. Yeah.
Or so he says.
Or so he says. Yeah, back to work on a Sunday this year.
You better watch out for the businessman law lobby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to take it down.
It's funny too because like you're I mean Word Al is I have a lot of like love for him too because he was like the only guy that came from Linwood that we all knew about, you know. He's like the Linwood guy, so growing up was like Word Al and this and that, but coming from like the musician side and then the comic side, is it harder like the comic route than the musician route? I mean, both of them are. I mean, it's a tough road for both of them. Do you find it that being a comic is a little bit more difficult than being a musician, or does it have its like pros and cons as far as like the road? You know,
I think both are difficult in their own senses. There's a lot of crappy music out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crappy comics. Everybody's trying to do either music or they're trying to do comedy, and they want to be successful in it. But it's so hard. It's not easy. Yeah. Even in the beginning, for the first few years for a comic is like the hardest. And then to get to a point and just knowing in the back of your head, I just got to keep going. I just got to keep going. I just got to keep going. And that's what's going to make you supersede over everybody else because people are going to drop off the race. Yeah. You know, especially a lot of female comics. I've started off with a lot of female comics that were amazing, right? And then they found that dick that got them pregnant. You know what I mean? And then they're out the game and they move from their dream, and it's like, dang, like
they focus on the family.
So the groupies are the ones that fucking.
It's not even the groupies, you know. As a comedian, you attract a lot of pegue, you know, and a lot of guys will, you know, and sometimes, you know, the right guy, you know, can get in there.
Te mueve el tapete.
Yeah, you know.
Te sacude la escoba.
Yeah. And then before you know it, like you're stuck in that.
What happened to Tania? I don't know. She's in Oklahoma somewhere.
Ay, aventando squinkles por donde quiera.
Oklahoma, la cabrona.
Oh my God. No, I that's one thing I always have been for me in pursuing my, I guess, to get to the tenure, to get to this tenure, it was always don't have a kid, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant, don't have a kid. And I've just tried to stay to that. And, you know, I've never, ever, for sure, ever woke up in my house and been like, you know what's missing around here? Like ever. Like shit. I wake up quiet, you know, chill. You know, not fucking
oye los pajaritos.
Yeah, the birds wake me up like I do. Like
that's awesome.
But I've never had like, because I can't imagine me doing what I'm doing now and me having a kid at the same time.
And how about your mom? Is she like, because you know sometimes parents give you like cuando vas
a Latino parents
like
ya quiero
nietos. You know, all that shit that they put on us.
Dude, my mom's the ambassador of me never getting pregnant.
No shit.
Dude, she was like, no me vaya a parecer usted aquí preñada como todas sus amigas allá en la escuela.
Con el domingo 7.
Con el domingo 7. Like, she goes, si vas a tener bebé, vas a tener que dejar de hacer todo lo que estás haciendo. Tener que quedarte aquí a cuidar. Yo no voy a limpiar nalgas. She was every day, like, you know, it wasn't like buenos dias. She was like, no te embaraces. Like, that was every morning before I went to school, like, and so I knew, like, nah, fuck that, you know.
Ahorita te salió el acento colombiano.
See?
Yeah, when you were describing your mom, I'm like, holy shit, that's Narcos, freaking Pablo Escobar one.
You know what? That's so weird. And I don't even notice it because my dialect of speaking Spanish is actually Mexican. I speak Mexican Spanish, but when I describe my mom,
because
so
no me vaya a salir, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
un paquetito de azúcar.
La ropa vieja. There was a commercial back in the day. I remember the guy talking about la ropa vieja.
La
ropa vieja de mi señora es un fenómeno. I remember that commercial. I don't even know from where. But you know, you mentioned earlier that you stopped speaking Spanish for a while. Why was that?
El Chile.
Del Chile. Yeah, that English dick got me. Yeah, it was, I think just where I was, the relationship I was in, I spoke mostly English.
Yeah.
I really wasn't around people that spoke Spanish at that time. When I was married too, like I spoke English, so I just kind of went to English. And then as, you know, just like, I guess a few years ago, it was like, yeah, I know Spanish, but like, it's been a long time since I've really spoken it.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit difficult at first when I went to that competition. It was like, they're doing a competition for Spanish comedians, and it's like, well, let me see what I got, you know?
Yeah.
So I went in there to audition and I used my dad's stupid jokes.
The dad jokes?
Which one? You remember them? Which one?
Aviéntate uno. A ver.
Vamos a hacer, ¿cómo se dice un chino ahogándose?
Oh, shit.
All right. Let's
Those
hear
are
it.
dad jokes for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a chinchulancha.
Holy shit.
That's funny.
Right?
At least you didn't say cómo se dice papel de baño en chino.
¿Cómo?
Quita caquita.
No mames.
Those are the dad jokes or the kid jokes growing
That's
up.
funny.
Oh, ¿cómo se dice? What was the other one? ¿Cómo se dice luna de miel en chino?
No, cabrón.
Al canchón chin canchón.
Oh, fucking it.
So I got in.
Those are the ones that you were saying?
That's not racist at all. No.
Those guys gave us the coronavirus.
Yeah.
They got their
Take a little
payback.
dirt.
Apparently, oh man.
They
So
got their payback.
So it was from that experience and going through the competition, because now that I was in the competition, I was like, I want to win. And I was like, fuck, my Spanish kind of sucks. You know, it's kind of like, you know, hola, like very, I could tell there was just like, and I'm sure when it plays on TV, you're going to be able to tell my Spanish was, but the one thing that I brought with me was I brought my guitar. And every time we had the taping, it was like maybe 2 hours beforehand, I'd be there like in holding, and I'd have my guitar and I'd think about what I was going to talk about, and I would figure out a song to end it with in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
And it was cool for two reasons. One, I had like a cool set with a topic and an ending song. But the other part is that I would psych out the other comedians that were going to compete. They were like, fuck, she's got a guitar. What the fuck am I going to pull out of my pocket? and it worked. And I got up. I think I got up to fourth. I think I made it to fourth.
Nice. That's impressive.
Yeah, I made it to fourth. And that's an episode. I can't wait till they see.
When is that? Do you know when is it going to air, or when is it going to come out?
It's one of those, you know, when you film something, it could sometimes be, you know, out in a few months, it'll be out in a few years.
What broadcast or what channel or what platform?
I think they might be going with Azteca. I don't know for sure, but like one of the Spanish channels for sure. So we'll see, because someone had ordered like a Spanish comedy competition, and they were like, "Let's do a competition." Like, okay, yeah.
Tatiana with her dad jokes.
Yeah, with my dad jokes. Yeah, but so now it's been a few years, and I've concentrated more on speaking a lot of Spanish all the time, especially at La Cita when I'm at my shift and I'm in the front with all the señores.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd be going off with all the paisas right there
La
talking.
Cita's a really popular bar in LA. There's a lot of people. And it's a great little spot. When you started writing like more in Spanish, we talk about this all the time, because sometimes we have people around us that don't speak Spanish, and then the punchlines in Spanish just seem to like fucking flow. Like you can't even translate them the same way. Did you find that too when you started writing more in Spanish, that things were a little bit more like it had more of like that laugh kind of effect than in English jokes sometimes? That's
what I loved about going back to Spanish. I loved that there's more of that punch. People get it. They get the double entendre.
Exactly.
You can't really explain it in English, and you try to, but it's flat.
Yeah.
It ends up being kind of flat or just weird.
Yeah.
And I feel that the Spanish audience is more into listening to the comedy because they get it. It's like an inside joke between all of us, the way that we all talk. And I think it's more community than doing English comedy. I think English, like people are I don't know if it's Americans, but they're like really more disconnected. Like they can be right there watching a comedy show, not laugh, not give you any energy, start checking their phone, whatever. But like Latinos aren't like that. They're there to watch comedy. They've been excited about this all week long that they're going to see comedians.
Porque los van a sacar. That's why.
Los van a sacar.
Porque ya pagamos, güey.
Ya pagamos.
And I've seen that too, like us growing up, you know, the Spanish comedians we had, right?
Yeah.
Growing up. We don't have them that much anymore. You know, they're ya están viejitos. You know, they don't really come out no more. We don't really have Spanish comedians. So right now it's a good time to get over into that side of comedy, I feel. So with the Spanish comedy and then the Spanish music, I always thought that when I was going to do this Weird Al Yankovic thing, I thought I was just going to be Latina doing Weird Al Yankovic. I didn't know that I was going to turn into going into Spanish songs.
Oh, okay.
So that's, I think, the different twists that there is.
You started, what, in goth bands or?
I did.
Yes.
Oh, you know?
Yes,
I was in a goth
This guy used
band.
to wear eyeliner.
Guy liner.
Excuse me.
And mascara.
Guy liner. Yeah, mascara.
He would go to Walgreens. Like, go to Sephora, bro.
Ophelia Rising, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit? I know that because where did I hear you? I think I heard you either in Yo-Yo or No Father, No Problem, where you were talking about that, the Yo-Yo podcast. And when I was listening to them, I'm like, wow, Ophelia Rising. I don't know. This was like in the 90s, mid-90s. And I remember around that time, I was in Hollywood. Like, you know, I was going to the Florentine Gardens. I was going to the Whiskey. And I think you guys played at the Whiskey, right?
We did.
Okay. I'm like, that sounds, because somehow I connected with like Phoenix Rising or something, but when you mention Ophelia Rising, I'm like, why does that sound familiar? And then I'm all like, I started looking into like, oh shit, okay, I remember this.
Ahí andaba.
Yeah, we were that. So if you saw the show, we were that Marilyn Manson female band.
Yeah,
that was a whole show.
Yeah. You were, because what were you, the bassist or the guitarist?
Guitar player.
The guitar player, right? Yeah, and then you were gone for a while from the band.
I was.
It was
I was
during
in
your dark
jail.
times. Your
It
dark
was
times.
my dark times. I was in jail.
And La Pinta right there, crying now, smile later.
Yeah, I did. I was like the Latina Danny Trejo. I got out, eh?
You grew up in La Puente. Well, you grew up in like K-Town area and then in La Puente, right?
Yes, I grew up in Los Angeles. I was born in Los Angeles. And then when the gang infestation started happening.
La Mara, right?
La Mara Salvatrucha. Yeah, when they started coming in, it was like my parents were like, we're
Late,
out of
vámonos.
here. Yeah, we're out. So they started taking over the street. And I was about to go to
John Burroughs?
Exactly. And that's when they were just like, we're out. And before you know it, I came home from school that day. And it was my last day. I had said bye to all my friends. I'll see you tomorrow. And I get home and there was a U-Haul truck there. And half the house was already in there. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I had no idea what was going on. And I just woke up the next morning in La Puente and I was crying. Oh, I was crying. Oh, it makes me want to cry. Oh, shit, I'm going to have to work that out in therapy. Oh.
Hey, right here,
was-
Chicano Shuffle, we get to the nerve.
We get to the nerve. Yeah, it was hard because the sun didn't shine the same in La Puente. The way the sun would come over LA, like the sun comes over LA, like it's on you. Like you see it, you're with the sun all day. There's a time that it goes with you. You can tell where you're at, that it's at 3 o'clock or it's noon. In La Puente, fuck, the sun's over there having a party in LA. It's nowhere here. Like
Que el
in the
pinche
east side.
puente lo tapa el sol.
Yeah, el puente tapa el sol, so you don't see it. So I missed that for many years. It took me a long time to adjust, but the minute that I turned 18, I was out of there. Like, I think it was when I got out of high school, I moved out and I went to El Sereno, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, the sun's back.
If you're listening to us in La Puente, we apologize for
Yeah.
throwing
Sorry.
you under the bus.
But you know what? You know La Puente, what I'm talking about, you tweakers. You don't fucking need no sun, right? You're already
freebasers,
right?
no?
You're already out of aluminum foil because you covered up your windows. You know what's up.
Pobrecitos. They're mad because there's no freeways that are around there.
No, that pisses me off too. Oh
They have
my
to-
God, it takes like 2.5 miles
To get to the 5 or some shit.
freeway, to get to the 10. Because
Yeah.
I lived over off of like Echelon, Amar and Echelon.
Oh, okay.
Dude, take your pick. You want to go to Vincent or you want to go all the way down Amar? You know what I mean?
It's another HP, güey.
Dude, it's
también another Whittier.
Whittier too is all over here in the middle of stuff.
Yeah, like you only got the 605 and maybe
And
the 60.
Painter or in Greenleaf or whatever it is,
Or go
Washington.
to the 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Hercules.
same thing. That's where I live. Where I live now, I live in East LA, and I love that I live behind the freeway. I live behind the 710 freeway. Like I see cars exiting. I'm like, feels good, doesn't it? Like you should be like right here.
I saw that because when you do your posts, when you do like the highlights or whatever, and you do your hikes and you're doing like I guess back behind the scenes of the shit on the side of the freeway, or like, hey, look, it looks like somebody was having a party over here or something like that. I'm all like, holy shit, I think I know where she's at. I'm all
Hey,
like,
stalker.
no,
I was.
my cousin used to live. My cousin used to live at the end of the 710 freeway. There's a little street that if you're exiting freeway towards Alhambra and you look over the last street, he lived on that street and he used to have his Raider flag outside his house. And I'm all like, oh, okay, he doesn't live there anymore. So when I pass by, I don't see that flag anymore. But when you were doing one of those videos, I'm like, holy shit, that looks like where my cousin lived at. I'm like, oh, I know where she's at.
Yeah, it's a whole little. I never knew, but that side of the mountain next to the 710 is like it's. I guess technically not a hiking trail, but I've decided to make it one because it's back there.
Well, okay. Sorry.
I'm like, I saw no trespassing, and I'm like, it's just a suggestion, right? I can't go.
That's only for the tweakers.
Yeah, it's only for the tweakers. I'm here on official business.
I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah, right here, having a moment by myself.
Gotta make some content.
I
Right.
need to meditate up here. Leave me alone.
Right, it's more peaceful here than having to drive to Runyon Canyon. Let me
Yeah,
just
fuck that.
come right here. But I'm behind, or I guess below the sheriff's station.
Yeah.
The sheriff's like SWAT, like everything. Like if it's gonna go
okay,
down,
yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah.
Like the helicopters go over. Like, did you see those bomber helicopters that came over? That
The big ones.
yeah, like they come and they land right there. So it's a cool little spot. And then I see the freeway right there.
Yeah, we used to play golf right there.
Yeah,
Fucking
at Lumis.
Monterey
Oh,
Park.
Luminarias. Yeah, right
We used
over
to play
on the
Wednesday
other side.
nights. Wednesday nights,
We used to fucking
go swing at it and the 9 holes. Pinche pistear. We'd take our own radio. Fucking.
I've always wanted to go do that. Go hit balls over there.
Yeah,
It's fun.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
it's fun.
now it's nicer because they got the automatic ones.
But they don't let you smoke, dude. Like,
Nah,
what the
I know.
fuck?
They don't let you smoke?
There's a lot of Asians there, and you can't fucking smoke.
That's weird, one.
Like,
I know.
Me regañaron because I was trying to smoke a cigar, ya acá bien chingón. And they're like, hey, you can't smoke right here. I was like, what the fuck? Because they dropped some money in that spot. They remodeled it. It looks really nice right now if you go, but
It's all bougie now.
yeah, it got a little bougie, so now you can't smoke. And I'm like, whatever.
Inside the restaurant? They
No.
remodeled
Well, no,
it,
the
or-
golf.
The
The
golf-
golf.
the
The
golf
driving
course,
range.
yeah.
The driving range, yeah, you can't smoke there, and I don't think you can smoke at the restaurant either because they got an outside patio also. You can't smoke there.
You know who fucked it up for everybody? The chinos. I bet you they were. You know how they be chain smoking
chain
sometimes.
They
Yeah,
got
'cause
all
you
that
used to
shit.
be able
I
to
doubt
smoke
that
and
the
have your
chinos.
tall boy.
I doubt the chinos are gonna snitch each other out.
I like that I assume they're Chinos. They're probably Korean.
I know, right?
Filipinos and
Right, my bad.
Wow.
Incorrect.
Tania could because Tania, you're Asian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stalker estás cabrón today, güey.
This is not stalker. He did his information.
Yeah, he did.
They don't call Barbara Walters a stalker. They're like, okay, stalker. Like, you know what I mean? You
I
did
don't
your
know, güey.
research.
He's Google mapping and he's putting a little radar flag sticker of it. Oh yeah, that's the house.
That's the one.
He's got the longitude and latitude.
I'm like, all right. Oh, she's by Humphreys. All right.
I am.
Oh shit!
That one.
At the end of the road where the basketball court's at,
Yeah.
and my cousins live there.
Right, they probably do.
My uncles live in that area.
They probably do.
Yeah,
More
so
than
I'm like, oh shit.
There you go.
by the lemon tree.
Yeah, well, ya lo tumbaron. Ahora tiene uno de guayaba.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
I'm gonna bring
We know when it's in season.
Yeah, but your parents are Colombian, right?
My parents are Colombian. My mom's Chinese Colombian, and my dad's Black Colombian.
Like black Colombian, like what? Like Cubano black or
No, Colombian Black.
Colombian black?
Like, did you know that they have
Café?
Black Colombians, like from El Choco? It's like an area like towards the waters of Colombia. And they're like very snobby black people. They're not allowed to have anyone outside of their race. They only want like black people and like they're black people being together and meeting. So when my dad was with my mom, they were pissed, and vice versa with my mom. You know, they were pissed. So your
parents are the black sheep. No pun intended, though. But
they're the black sheep. Yeah, they're the black sheep. Or you know, were my dad. You know, my mom's still around. So I just hung out with her yesterday. So that was dope. Yeah.
Todavía no estoy grabando.
Yeah, I'm like, don't say hi yet, Mom. Wait till it's on.
That's funny.
And you said because what I hear like in other podcasts and your stories, and I think you've mentioned it that your parents fled Colombia because of the
FARC.
The FARC. FARC. What does that stood for? Do you remember or do you know?
Forces Armadas, you know.
Repúblicas Colombianas.
Revolucionarias Coalition.
Coalición. Yeah, right? Something like that. Yeah. Pick your words, whichever. But yeah, they were coming in and they were trying to take over everything. My father had started a union for los choferes. Él había empezado el sindicato in Colombia. And it was because there was chauffeurs that would get in accidents. And instead what they would do is they would just throw them in jail till the accident kind of cleared kind of thing. So my dad was like, déjeme empezar una unión, me pagan, the dues and everything. And so he had it where if someone got in an accident, he would go as their lawyer and pull them out and bring them to La Casa de los Choferes where they would await trial or whatever was going on, but they weren't in jail.
Like house arrest type deal?
Like a house arrest type of, type of place. And then the FARC came in and they were like, ¿qué está haciendo con el dinero and this and that? ¿Y qué está tratando de hacer usted? So my mom, explained this to me after my dad passed away. And she was like, that they had come in and there was a guy on a typewriter and then there was a guy over here going through the cabinets and then there was a guy over, they were just going through everything and one guy asking my dad all these questions. And my dad knew that they were coming, so he had did some research, trámites and some things with a phone number and everything and put everything to his name. And I guess the FARC ended up saying, we're going to take everything and, it's ours. And my dad was like, no, this place is mine and the phone number is mine. If you want to take the furniture, go ahead, but this is all mine. You can't take it. And they were like, oh, okay, I guess we can't take it. So they left. And my dad looked at my mom that night and he was all, vámonos aquí. And they just packed up and they boned out to Panama.
That's why it was easy for them to leave K-Town then, right? Like, I'm on a
Oh, yeah. They don't fuck around. They were just like, it was all the symptoms of everything going bad. And they're like, we're out of here. And my parents, they're so funny. I wanted to take my dad. I wanted to go to Colombia. I wanted to see Colombia. And I always dreamed of taking my parents, right? So I was like, when I have enough money, I'm going to go and I'm going to take them. So, was it year before last, I was like, papi, vámonos a Colombia. Y yo, ¿qué? yo no voy para allá. ¿Por qué no? ¿Usted sabe lo que tuve que hacer para salir de allá? ¿Por qué voy a volver? Ni madres. He was like, no, I'm not going. Also, too, it was so funny. I was dating this guy, and he wanted to send my parents a present. And they go, yo no quiero que lleguen ningunas cajas aquí desconocidas.
They were paranoid.
They were paranoid. They were not getting no unidentified packages
it's
here.
Gonna blow up Llega el Prime, el poor Prime. Aquí está el Amazon Prime.
Con la escopeta.
Right?
Se me va de aquí, cabrón.
Keep it moving, bro. not today.
Go do your other deliveries, cabrón.
Me ves cara de pendejo, güey.
Yeah.
That's funny. So trust no one.
Hey, that's a sketch right there. Yeah? That's a sketch, Tania.
That's good. Oh, you heard it here first. Maybe we'll do that. Growing up with Colombian parents.
Paranoid parents too, man.
Mr. Estrada, we have a package.
No, todavía te dicen from the Amazon. Menos, cabrón.
And then they
Menos, hijo la chingada.
they create a Prime stands for something. Son los pinches.
Son parte del FARC.
Parte de la República, que no sé qué.
El Partido Republicano Independiente.
Like, no, Dad, it's Prime.
Movimiento Ecuatoriano.
No, pa, it's Prime, el Amazon. Oh, son del Amazonas.
No, vergas.
Menos. Me salen de aquí.
Patita, así como llegaron, así se me van.
Poor guys trying to work part-time to pay his bills. And fucking, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
¿Quién te mandó, güey? ¿Quién te mandó?
Dad is a Domino's guy, relax.
Poor guy ends up in the basement todo amarrado, interrogating.
Waterboarding.
I know. ¿Quién te mandó?
Well, I work for Domino's.
El lab, que es el lab.
My dad's all on Morse code.
Yeah.
Right by the body.
Before you knew it, they're packed up and gone again.
Yeah, he's trying to decode a scanner for the barcode. ¿Esto qué es? That's funny.
That sounds like a good skit. That's how skits get made, you guys. That's how it happens.
Random riffing. ¿Me le bajaste al mío?
That's
Estás
pretty funny.
gritando, güey.
There we go.
Se emocionó, güey.
Yeah, he had to talk over everybody.
I know.
Let me move it down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so because I was just by listening to other interviews that you've done, and you have you do your comedy sets, so I looked some of those up on YouTube. You got a lot of hecklers, right? You usually get some hecklers. I think the most one, there was one at the Comedy Factor or something that...
The one on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, the one on YouTube where you're like, just the guy is just going off and then you're like, ya cállate, basically.
El cholo, no?
Probably. Yeah. Hecklers is part of the game, and luckily I took a good class on heckling. I don't know which video that was, but definitely a lot better in heckling. I don't get them as often anymore. That's a good thing. I've noticed that when I go up there, everyone kind of stops and they pay attention, and that's the part that kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable. So I just gotta try to stay focused. And if I have a heckler or someone wants to say something, I have to address it because it really throws off the whole timing of the show. When you're watching a show and someone just randomly yells something, it's like you have to address it or it just kind of lingers kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Greg Wilson, the comedian, the Greg Wilson. So he was doing a great workshop. He teaches comedians how to be comedians. And he has a whole heckling workshop. And so I've taken that workshop over and over, and you go through different fire drills of heckling with him. And so you learn how to address them and go through it. And, it mostly happens like if you're going to get heckled, bar shows, but it can happen anywhere. It's just,
And
it's a
the
good
fucking
class.
post office, fucking...
Anywhere, the post office.
Well, Dick,
fucking heckling.
Mario should take that one because remember when he showing us this video, this guy was heckling him.
No, at one point, but then you two
that?
fucking jumped in.
Who's that?
Well, you
I don't know that guy.
add alcohol, and it kind of makes people brave, and then they have no respect for it. I mean, what you're doing takes a lot of courage. I mean, it's like when you're playing in the band, you got your other guys or women to fucking, you guys are doing it together. But as a comedian, it's just you. And then you don't have your guitar. I mean, I know the guitar is like a shield. It's like a comfort. Like when you said that you took your guitar to
The competition.
I felt like maybe a lot of it was also like your comfort blanket. Like you felt comfortable with the guitar because I'm sure. I mean, if you started playing at 12 years old, I'm sure it got you through a lot of shit. Just writing music and strumming that guitar and someday you're gonna fucking do something with this, right? It becomes like your comfort blanket.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing I got, comfort blanket. It's all therapy right now. It is my comfort blanket.
It is a comfort blanket.
It is.
Does your guitar have a name?
No.
No?
No, I haven't named a guitar or a car or anything like that. I don't know. It's weird.
It's a guy thing, no?
Yeah, I think it's more a guy thing. Like I don't know. Like I don't, and I'm like, oh Betsy, I've missed you so much. I don't have like maybe I should name her. But
are you like very careful with the guitar? Or you just,
yeah,
you are.
No, I have it in a case, and
shit.
it goes out. It gets taken to maintenance. Like it's like they're in protected cases, room temperature. I've got a few of them. I got the Jackson that I play with, the electric, and then I have the one with the acoustic one with the Ophelia on it. We got that when we were in Ophelia Rising. That Luna Guitars was doing that Raphaelite collection. So they gave us those to do ads for them. So I've had it now for a long time, and it's still in good condition.
Yeah.
No scratches or nothing.
Yeah, no, they get really. I just have one of my I have a really nice Taylor acoustic, and it didn't survive the fucking summer. The bridge started fucking coming up, and it's just when you see that, you're like, fuck. It's the one that I would bring in here.
Yeah.
Because they become like your fucking. It's like a guitar is just a fucking guitar. It just sits there. It needs you to fucking make it come alive. So then you create like this fucking little bond with them, you know? And to see it fucking injured and shit, you're like, fuck, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, no, mine get maintenance at least once a year. I didn't get the Ophelia one like maintenance for like a little while, but I, went and got it all set up. Jimmy James was taking care of my setups for a while, taking them in for me and getting everything and
Like
bringing
the
it
intonation
back.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, the intonation. I know that I like my action pretty low because when it's high, like it's just harder to, hit the notes. And I stopped playing probably since Saint Nectarius, the band, we did the album this past summer. We did the album, and now it's going through mastering, and we've stopped practicing right now. And then once the album is back and we're going to do shows, we'll go back to playing. But I really haven't picked it up like I should, and I just started picking it up again, actually.
Are you self-taught, or did you take classes?
I'm self-taught in a sense. Like I learned a few things, and then I started teaching myself, and then I started taking on friends that were my guitar teachers and learning more from them, like different things. And I've always gone back to a guitar teacher of some sort to jam with or learn new different things. And you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Your eye!
He's used to getting palos in the face.
Yeah. I had a guy by the name of Brian Majeska. If people in La Puente know Brian Majeska, he played in Parallel 13. You guys remember that backyard band? It was him and Alex Insua. He was the singer of Parallel 13. Remember when all the gigs would happen in El Monte and all the
This
backyard
was
bands?
in the mid-90s, right?
Yep.
Yeah, mid-90s,
La
a lot of them. I was doing more of the Southgate and Linwood backyards. La Puente, not so much. It was too crazy out there.
Was, huh? We were fucking crazy. We were crazy.
No, but especially around the Bassett area.
That's where we were. La Puente and El Monte. That was
I used to, I went back like in 2001 or 2002 I was working at St. Louis of France.
Oh, yeah.
I worked there for like 2.5 years. And it had calmed down, but I was kind of hesitant. The only time I would go to La Puente was to the swap meet right there on Valley, the outside one, and that was in the daytime, so that was safe. But if you want to party over there in the 90s, it was fucking crazy.
It was lack of vitamin D, no sun.
No sun, yeah, right there.
And everybody was on fucking, what was
Crystal.
it? Crystal, right?
Everybody was on, we were all fucking La Puente punk rockers on Crystal. We had just discovered it. It was like the new thing. Like we were all in high school, and next thing you know, like meth was kind of coming around in the early 90s. And then, we didn't know what it did in long term. We didn't know other than, fuck, this is a great fucking party. Let's party. And we'd all party all night till the fucking wee hours, till 3-4 in the morning. Not everybody was on Scante. Not everybody, but like a remember?
Holy shit!
I took you back.
Holy shit!
Did I just make you want to have a bowel movement? I said the word Scante.
I know, I'm like,
oh shit.
Me tuve que acomodar.
Le dio cosquillas.
No,
Cosquillas.
no, but like right now when you were right before you got here, Estela was like, "Hey, remember back in this, we used to say like this shit cost a grip.
This
like
cost a grip.
It was a grip. We don't use that anymore, do we? But right now when you said scante, I'm like, oh shit, that was a term.
Yeah, it was a term, and it was a thing, and we didn't think we were crazy. We were having a good time. And then it just kind of turned into this whole thing over the few years. Like everybody kind of drifted away, did their own thing. I moved from that area. That's when I went to Hollywood. And that's when I went to Ophelia Rising. Was, this tweaker from Brea was picking me up and taking me to Hollywood. And fucking, I'd get ready and we'd fucking, get all fucking ready to go. And we'd be out partying in Hollywood all night long. We did this for a few years. Until I got in trouble. And then, remember, I was gone from the band?
Yeah.
I ended up in jail.
Yeah, you got busted in Alhambra, didn't you?
I got busted in Alhambra originally. I was on my way to deliver some meth. I was on my way to deliver, and I had a car full of people in the car, and they didn't find the meth. They found a baggie that there was a gay guy with us from back then in the 90s. We had a gay guy hanging out with us, and he had a thing of meth underneath his like his compact or something, and he kind of threw it like it wasn't his kind of thing.
Shit.
And I fucking took the rap and I fucking went to jail, and I was in there for a few days, and then that started my record. That started my rap sheet, and. But yeah, I got out. I was still on meth, I couldn't wait. That was cool back then. At least meth tweakers back then, we had community. Like they knew when they were going to get out. There was no, you know what I mean? They figured out and they were there ready, with a blunt waiting to pick you up. Like it was community. So yeah, Alhambra was first. Then after that, I think it was industry sheriffs. And then after that was LAPD. So I did a little tour.
You're going on tour.
I went on tour. Yeah.
Hira.
Yeah, ended up in Linwood también, ¿no?
I ended up in Linwood. I remember too, one year, the year I was going to get married, like I was a teacher at GC Services. Do you know what GC Services is?
Court.
Jesus
the court,
Christ?
the
collections.
Collections.
I know.
If you have a parking ticket, if you have a ticket that's gone out, if you have a ticket that's turned into a warrant, if you have a ticket that's taking your license, you know GC Services.
Yeah.
So I was the trainer for all the collectors that would come in. I would teach them how to collect correctly without, saying the stuff you're not supposed to say and all the laws. So that was my job. And I was on my way to the job that day. And I actually I wasn't even high. I just happened to have an old meth pipe in the back of my car when I got pulled over by Irwindale. And I was getting married in 2 days.
Damn.
I guess you got to put a hold on that.
No, it was a Thursday, and I was getting married on Saturday.
Shit.
That was Valentine's Day 2004. So that must have been the 12th of February. Wow. Yeah.
And so were you getting married on Sancho Day?
I was getting married, no, on
the right day.
I was getting married on the actual day.
Yeah, the Mija Day.
And I was, and I went in there, and I was crying and everything, and I told them, you guys, because I was already on probation. So this was, you're going to go back to jail because you're on probation and you shouldn't be, you're just going to go to county. You're going to go to county. Yeah. And so I told him, I'm going to get married, you guys, in 2 days. I was crying and they didn't believe me. And then I opened up my purse and they saw all the wedding invitations, and the chick looked at him and goes, she's getting married on Valentine's Day. The whole thing. And dude, they let me go. No. They let me go. I called my husband. Babe, they caught me. Remember that pipe? Shit. Remember the pipe you thought we lost? They found it.
The one you got me. I got good news and bad news.
Yeah,
one, I found the pipe. Two, so did the cops.
So did the cops. It was Irwindale PD. So they let me go. And then I got married on Saturday. And then everything was going really good, I guess. And then I ended up going to jail my last time.
So this one is an interesting one. You ended up in Chino.
I did.
With Susan Atkins. Leslie
Van Houten.
And Patricia Van Winkle.
Krenwinkel.
If you guys don't know who these ladies are, they're the part of the Charles Manson family.
Yeah. Those were my roommates.
You were with...
I was with the Charles Manson ladies.
You were with... This is for anybody that's into... Especially for, Marilyn Manson tribute band?
Or girl... Marilyn Manson... Not even tribute band. Marilyn Manson girl band.
Girl band.
It was... And especially for the fans that we had and with everything that happened... It was the craziest thing altogether that I ended up being with them. It was a weird omen. It was fucking weird. I could tell you is that when you wake up and you're in fucking prison and you're like, I fucked up. And you're looking around and some of the girls that I went to jail with actually knew my band or had seen our band. We're kind of like fans and and had been to jail before. And they're like, oh my God, if you end up in Miller's where, Susan Atkins lives and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So when we got shipped from Chowchilla to Chino, and I was sitting there, it was like 11 something, waiting for my name to get called. And they're all, Estrada, Miller. And I'm all, fuck. Like, it was so, in the morning I woke up, met up with my little friends, and went to go eat, right? And we sat down, and they're like, there she is right there. And to see that through the naked eye is just the weirdest thing of, like, when you talk about life and this means something, this meant something. And it meant you fucked up bad. You fucked up real bad. Like, and I was there, like, I got to meet her. We worked out together in the morning. She'd be right there in the track. After dinner, they would set up and we'd have step aerobics in the chow hall. And there I'd be with the Manson ladies doing step aerobics. I'm like, nobody's gonna believe this shit.
And no selfies, You
No
can't
selfies, fucking stuff. You're just like, wow, this is fucking weird. Like,
That's funny.
No mames.
yeah, and then I had to take a class before I left. I was leaving in December, and I had to take an exit class. And this exit class was run by Susan Atkins. And she taught people, I swear, how to re-enter society.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
And the fucked up part is that she's been up for parole so many times, but this is what she had to teach.
So she needed to take her own class.
She had it, yeah, but she talked about how she dreamed of being on the outside and how she would imagine what it would be like to sit, in her husband's brand new BMW and smell the leather. And she would talk about all these really detailed things, and you're just like, fuck, like how she dreams of getting out. Mm. And I'm here and I'm about to leave, and she sees all these people leave over and over. And when she'd been doing that class for like 18 years, shit. And that was her last class she was doing, she was retiring.
No way.
And so then, like, we got into a lot of stuff, but she started talking about how what happened back then. And, yeah. The actual what had happened. And she said that she had a son, and that Charles Manson was threatening to do something to her son if she didn't go and do this.
Something witchy?
Yeah, well, do the, the Sharon Tate murders. Like, he kept using the son against her for her to be doing all these things. Mm. And so when she got busted and all that, she arranged for the son to be adopted out without nobody ever knowing who his mom is. And so her son is out here somewhere and has no idea that his mom is Susan Atkins.
Shit.
And that was trippy to hear. Like, it's like, wow. But the class was about paradigm shifting. And it was about teaching you how to shift your thinking into another frame of thinking to succeed. Like, it's like looking out a window, but looking out another window, not just the same window.
From a different perspective.
And that is definitely the class that changed my life forever. Like, that made me paradigm shift so many different things or bad habits that I had, and to think of things in a new way, that I never ever went to jail again. Like that. Like, just
that was your rock bottom.
That was it. I never wanted to go back. I'm
done.
Oh yeah. Like, sometimes I'll walk through hospitals and I'll smell that smell that they wash our uniforms in, and I get a feeling of fuck, like I'm back in there. It trips me out. They use lye. And I'll never forget.
For what is it, the lice, or
they use lye is like it's like a detergent, but it's like a commercial.
Bleach. It's antibacterial, and
So they use that to clean all the uniforms and to clean the bed sheets and to clean everything. So you really smell that smell. So when you're on the outside and you breathe regular air, right? You breathe regular air, but remember, when you're in jail, you're in circulated air, and so you only have like a certain scent. It's very weird to describe, but when I smell it, I fucking get all
panic attack, like a flashback.
A little bit. I'm all right. I'm fucking twitching. I'm all right. Okay.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was a interesting time. Definitely one for the books. I have a picture of us. All together, Susan Atkins, her husband, my husband, and myself, all around the Christmas tree. The only people that have seen that picture or have that picture is Martin and Hooter. They have that picture on the Yo 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 podcast. So if you guys go to that episode, you'll see how they superimpose their faces to our husbands. But yeah, that was
when I was listening to them, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. I'm like, wow. But you have your because before when you got here, you were telling me how it's like not difficult, but how strange it is to wake up early in the morning, because you haven't had a regular job like a 8 to 5. And how many years?
Let me see. 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
And how is that? Like, I mean,
fucking awesome.
Working man, he says, come on, working man.
Fucking amazing. It's amazing because it's a dream come true to, every comedian or artist or actress or whatever is trying to get out there, is trying to get out of the 9 to 5 hustle and just pursue their dreams and do their thing and make money at it. I feel very fortunate that I've, figure out different ways to hustle and make it all happen. Everything that I make is not from entertainment. A portion of it is. A lot of it is all from my all extra side hustles, whatever I can do to keep funneling my dream. Shout out to Lyft and Uber, who really helped in that transition. I was an original Lyft and Uber driver in 2012.
Oh, wow.
2013 is when I started doing it. Back when they were giving each other, if you sign up a Lyft driver, you get $500. You sign up an Uber, you know what I mean? I was during that time, and I was making $25 to $35 an hour. Because they were paying so much to try to have the incentive of having more drivers out there. And then I had like a nice little set schedule, like Friday through Sunday, where I would work. I would work on Thursday mornings for like the airport, like 4 a.m. till like, 10 a.m. and get through it. Then Friday night, I'd wait for everybody that was going to the club and start working that hour. And then I'd take a break, I'd take a nap, and I'd wake up at 1 a.m. and make my way over to the clubs and do that. And I'd come home with like $200, $300. By 4 a.m. of just like all the white people that come to downtown LA and want to go back to Santa Monica. They'd be like $100. All right, so it was good.
Niche.
I found a niche, and then I did that for a few years until I found La Cita. I got really lucky at La Cita. I had been going there for years. Best friends with the manager. I even threw him his papi shower when his girl was having a baby. I threw him his papi shower. I had Lou Pizarro come down. I had Boogaloo Shrimp come down. Shout out to Michael Chambers. Had him. Everybody came down and brought him clothes for the baby, and that's where I met Carl, the owner of La Cita, and he stayed in touch with me. Like, maybe you want to do an event here or something like that, and we talked about it, and then. Toño's or the manager's wife wasn't coming back when she had the baby, and they're like, hey, there's an open position for happy hour. And so I sent Carl a message. I said, hey, Carl, I hear you're hiring. I said, I don't have experience, but I can talk shit to your customers in English and Spanish. Real big.
That's what.
Hey, you gotta throw in your niche.
Yeah. And so he's like, can you come in for an interview?
Equal opportunity.
So I went in for the interview. I hit him up after the interview, and I said, hey, just wondering what your decision is. And, I'm like 10 minutes away. I have my own car, And he goes, you're hired. Can you start on Monday? I said, actually, it's my birthday. Could I start on Tuesday? And I got the job. I started August 16th of 2016.
Wow.
And I just haven't wanted to leave. Like, how can you beat a place that you come in and your job is to throw a party, and people come in and they have a good time, and and they tip you, and you don't even have to take off your bra? I'm in.
It's funny you say that because I met you about maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know if you remember this or not. I was out with, I was not to drop names or anything, right? Because I know these guys. We were at Momo's Tacos in Boyle Heights, and Citric was there, and Momo, and you showed up.
Oh yeah, I came over to meet up after.
Well, yeah, I guess to meet up with Anthony, and when you got there, like, yeah, man, it was a good night, and you took out this wad of tips. And I'm like, what the hell? And then you're like, yeah, it's not for stripping. I'm a bartender. I'm all like, oh, because you might have seen my face. I'm like, oh shit.
Are you from Nicolas?
Sam's?
How did you get rid of that bullet wound on your neck? Like, you're looking sharp today.
and that's and I guess that's when Citric pointed out, like, yeah, she works on La Cita. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, because you had just ended your shift. And
I was so excited. I was coming home with like, well, you know, and I think I had just only been there like a little bit, maybe when we met up for, maybe it was 2017, 18,
no,
18
let me
something.
see. 18.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always happy with my fucking water cash. I'm fucking so happy.
Yeah, you were
Oh.
happy. I think Lyft dropped you off, and the ladies there, they're offering you some tacos. They're like, I think you were doing keto at the time or
And
something.
I had the carnitas.
Yeah, no, they give you the consomme.
Uh-huh. Oh,
and then you're like, oh man. And it was just like, but I remember that because I just went to that because I also gave you a talk. You're like, I shouldn't be eating this, but you had it, and that joy that you had in your face. I guess you're like, oh man, I haven't had, I guess, tortilla in a while or something, and it was just like, I'm like, oh, pobrecita, pobrecita.
It's a tough life.
It is, and I'm going through that, you know, and I'm like, holy shit, now I get it.
You're going through that? Are you going carb free?
Yeah, I've 6 months already.
It's hard, huh?
Difficult.
Dude, you don't even understand. Talk about like brain fog, right? It messes you up.
Throws you off.
It's hard to be his friend.
Yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard to be his friend.
He hits ketosis and then he becomes a different person.
I get all angry this
Gets
day.
all fucking short triggered and
I just
short fuse.
I kind of went keto, not meaning to this past month. And I got real tired. I'm still tired. Like I just started eating carbs like a few days ago, and I feel better. But man, I was like, just not like I haven't really had an appetite kind of thing.
Throws you off. You're hazy. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they call it the keto flu, but it's the ketosis.
The keto flu. Yeah.
Ketosis.
Yeah, like it seems like you're in a dream, like an echo.
No, it's not the ketosis way. It's your body adapting from being carb fueled to fats. I mean, there's a transition that your body's not. It's not giving like, because you got to think we eat carbs like all our whole fucking lives. So that's what we use as fuel. So with the keto diet, is you're replacing the fats instead of the carbs. So there's a transition called the keto flu where your body is all of a sudden being told, oh shit, you got to use fats now. So that's why you feel all fucking sluggish and you get the flu like symptoms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it works, dude. I mean, it's something that, you know, I don't think like people should do it like their whole lives, but definitely every once in a while, it's good to throw your body off with certain things, you know?
Yeah, I read that too, that it's not something that you do the whole time. Like you do it for a little while, then you stop and you try to go back to a little bit somewhat normal, and then you can go back to it again and do it.
Yeah, because apparently, I guess the whole point is eventually your body starts burning the fats. You know, it starts burning the fats, and then if you introduce it, it's not going to go all crazy. It's just going to do its thing again. You know, it's going to continue burning the fats with the carbs and everything. As in before, it was just, you know, it couldn't keep up with all the carbs that you were eating.
Yeah, but yo me cebo con el keto. I'm like, keto? All right, 12 pieces of bacon. Here we go.
No.
Fucking bacon chips.
I would fucking eat a bunch of fucking hot wings with ranch because all that's
Right?
keto friendly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the chingabas pinche 20 piece at Wingstop and you're like, oh shit.
Sale igual.
Sale igual.
No mames.
So, and also you're like, you hustle a lot. In the summers, you spend it in Baja, don't you?
I do. I spend it in Mexico.
You live out there too, don't you?
I do. I technically consider myself a resident there because when I go out there, I have a place to stay.
What part of Baja is it?
Las Salinas,
Oh, okay.
kilometer 73. You know,
Okay.
over at Jesse's, the Salinas Cantina, Las Salinas Cantina. That's our landmark right there. It's a whole community on the marina there in Baja. It's a middle marina because there's a marina in TJ and then there's one in Ensenada. And then that one's Las Salinas, which is private, which I like to call the narco. Like
The narco marina.
The narco marina. You know, they don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Boats don't come in and out.
Yeah.
But it's there. Or do they?
Yeah, right.
It's a quiet town. The residents are majority, I want to say 95% white people. 95% white people. And they're awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, these people know how to party. They come from these times of living here in the 70s, 80s. Like, they built motherfucking Hollywood. Like, they have families that are lineages, like, from out here. And then they, from back then, their families would take them on vacation down south and end up in Baja, right? So a lot of these people know this place as a place that they used to come when they were younger.
Yeah.
And so now they've made it their retirement home, and the houses are badass. Like, they're mansions over the water, or little casitas over the water. Like, and you see the view, right? It's like right there. And it's private. You go in through security. The cantina too is private. And we have comedy shows there. So now I bring comedy shows down to that area. And that's my little niche right there, the cantina. So Jesse hires me to bring comedians down there, and they have a place to stay right above. It's dope. Everybody loves it. Everybody looks forward to it.
I've also
How do you
seen
not
that,
like it?
I also seen that you do like the restaurant tours, or like you take a bunch of old retired
Yes,
people to different restaurants out there, don't you?
Yes. So Angie Gomez, who runs the marketing down there, she's my boss, along with Scott, and they did a contract through the Rosarito Board of Tourism. And so they set up these tours where they get a big old bus, a big charter bus, and they sell tickets. And the first place I think we went to was like 12 places. Like, we went all day. And then we're like, maybe we should cut it down to 6. So we cut it down to 6, and we pick people up at one point, and then from there we go and we hit all these different places with food and drinks. They know we're coming. So they set up like their best dish and their best drink, and everyone kicks it for like an hour and 15 minutes. And then I get them back on the bus. So my job is to kind of do like just bantering and talking shit while we're driving from place to place. And then I'll also give them a little bit of history of what we're passing up. And then when we get them off the bus, I try to do this with everyone because it makes them feel a little bit more personable. But as we go through and I check them in, I try to remember their names. So when they get off the bus, I shake their hand and I say their name as they're getting off the bus. And then we're talking like probably, 75 people, 75 people. Cabrona. So we do that. They get off the bus, and then I time it, and then I start getting everybody back on the bus. And then we go to the next one, and we go to the next one. And then I like dressing up as like the Rosarita bean lady,
You have different outfits.
I do.
You have different outfits.
It's all about ambiance, selling an experience.
Yeah,
Rosarito bean lady.
I do. I do. My outfits.
Yeah, you have different. Like, I think one of them you were like an Adelita or something.
I dress up as an Adelita, but just different. Different outfits every time. But it's a lot of fun, and the people that buy the tours, they're retirees from that area. But there's also people that come in from the U.S. that come over the night before for this tour because it's been catching on. We've done 3. We're on our way to our 4th one. But right now it's really cold in Baja, so that we wait till it warms up.
How long are you out there for?
It depends. It depends on what I have going on here. It depends on what shows I have over there, and it depends on if I'm deciding to have elective surgery. Just kidding.
Sale más barato.
Hell yeah, sale más barato.
Ramon wants to know about the elective surgery because he needs a.
You do?
No, they're just fucking with me, man.
Okay.
He's a little vain.
No.
Hey, you gotta keep up, like you gotta keep up, like as far as for like, I feel like the way that you look, like that's what people see. So I have to take care of myself. And I found that the dermatologists out there are just so much cheaper than the dermatologists here. And they do better work. The medicine works way better. They're not giving me pills, like here, like they like giving you and it's so weird to me, but like when you're dealing with stuff, on your face, things of the inside, I don't know. I just like it out there better. And I wish I could live there, but I can't. I gotta
Not
be
yet.
here.
It's part of your it's part of your future plans, right?
It's my future plan. My future retirement plan is like down when I'm an older comic, when I'm viejita ya 60s, 70s, like I want to be doing cruise ships and doing comedy on cruise ships. Because dude, come on. Like you get to live on the ship, you go from place to place, you do your job every night for like an hour, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's either that or the convent, you know? Like I'm right? I'm weighing out my options.
Convent or convalescent home?
No, convent.
Okay.
A convent.
Oh.
Convento.
But Baja is beautiful, man. Like the Sea of Cortez, a lot of people don't really know about it. Like I took a trip when I was a kid, and it's one of my fondest memories. We went from Tijuana to Cabos. So we stopped at Loreto, Mulegé, Bahía de Los Angeles. We went through the whole fucking place, and I've always thought, man, this fucking place is perfect to fucking to retire. Because in Loreto, we camped out in the beach, and then we looked towards the Sea of Cortez, y se miraba Sinaloa. There was thunderstorms in Sinaloa. The locals were like, oh yeah, that's Sinaloa over there. And it was just fucking, as a kid, I remember, man, this place is like beautiful. Porque como dices, it's private. It's not all the fucking shit that goes on in Mexico. It has nothing to do with those areas.
It doesn't. Like a lot of people think like, oh, you know, I'm going to get shot. It's narco Mexico. No, that's that other side of Mexico.
Yeah.
Like there's two sides. Like this California Baja is California, San Diego, TJ Baja, right?
Yeah.
Then you have water in between the other part of Mexico, which is the huge part of Mexico that everybody sees on the map under Texas. That's narco Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't go over there.
Yeah.
I've never been over there. I want to. But you know, I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah.
No rush.
No rush. No rush. I just did that trip you're talking about.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Oh man, Mulegé. Did you go to Mulegé?
Yeah, we stayed.
Oh, dude.
We stayed at a house beachfront in Mulegé.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stacy Worth. Thanks for hooking it up. Amazing. She's an amazing designer,
Yeah.
and she has a house out there.
Yeah.
And she gave us a house for the day. She took off. And dude, I got stung by a stingray out there.
Oh shit, I did too. Yeah.
You did, dude?
Yeah,
It's the same fucker, I bet.
Fucking asshole. He's a lot bigger now, by the way. Just so you know, motherfucker.
Yeah,
got
Where
me.
did it get you?
Huh?
Where did it get you?
On the top of my foot where the vein is, like above the toe.
Yeah.
Like he just but from the top. I got lucky. He got me from the top.
I got from the bottom.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
From the bottom, because you know, how are you gonna walk for how long did it take you to walk again?
Dude, it pretty much it fucked up the trip. I mean, it took me a few weeks to try to get it. I remember as a kid, but sí me acuerdo that it took a fucking long fucking time. And what I think I stepped on it. I think it's because
Ahí en la tierra.
El Mar de Cortez.
Ajá.
Dude, you can go fucking, I want to say miles in. Y the water te llega aquí. It's super crystal clear. You can see everything, but I guess I stepped on this fucker and he got pissed. I mean, obviously, right?
They're in La Orilla, from what I heard. So right before you start stepping into the water, they're over here on the edge. Yeah. And I was coming back in trying to do a fucking Instagram video with my fucking frolicking with my inflatable unicorn and the fucking sea of, you know. And then I was like, let me gallop. That'll be smart. Let me gallop right here.
He's sopas.
And I have the video.
Oh shit!
I mean, fucking. Like it was. It wasn't. It's a like and the whole way I'm going and I get out and the blood's coming out the top of my foot and I'm just like trying to get up to the top and I'm screaming to my friends, you know.
Los pescadores are like, sáquensela.
Está caliente, güey.
Tan solo una de miel, déjala. Sáquensela.
Denle chance.
Pobrecitas, el 15 de febrero. No sean crueles. Yeah, but that shit fucking hurt, Tom.
It hurt. And then the way that what did they do to you?
I can't remember. I was
They
pretty
peed
young.
on you?
No me
No,
acuerdo,
it's
güey.
not the same thing. Everybody always says
you
that.
tried that?
Let me pee on it. No, get the fuck away. It's not a jellyfish.
Qué cochino.
I know the pain meds are a lot stronger down there, so I mean, it
They are.
definitely helps to get injured down there because you get a nice little high.
Yeah, shout out to Tramadol. Right? You know it. Tramadol. Dale Tramadol. ¿Tienes trauma? Tramadol.
Dude, it's funny because me and this dude and a few friends, we went to Peru in 2008.
2008, yeah.
And we were like, dude, we gotta fucking do the coca leaves. Y cualquier pinche pendejada, we were making up excuses que, que
my
me
head
duele la cabeza, just so they can give us fucking the leaves, bro.
Yeah, because our spirit guide, or what was it?
She was a spiritual guide, yeah.
Yeah, she had a whole bag, and then this is like because of the altitude or whatever, what do you do? I'm like, you chew it. I'm like, all right. So you chew it, like, oh, what the fuck? This is not. But fuck, I mean, a couple of leaves in, you're like.
It's because what was funny is when we landed at our Airbnb, I guess, kind of deal. Nosotros we were in another country, so llegamos. Había un balón and we started fucking.
Una chilenita, güey.
But we didn't realize that the altitude of the air is so thin that we were gassed out like right away.
And our head was pounding. Like, it's like you had a headache, but it was weird. It was a weird headache. And it's for the lack of oxygen up there.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she told us you got to chew on these coca leaves because it helps with the altitude.
Yeah, it's something with the altitude is something that it does to your body. It just calms you down, and it just relaxes you. Fuck, dude.
But you're fucking focused. It's like drinking coffee without the jitters. Like it's just, and it sucks because it taints. I mean, I'm sure, pues in Colombia también you guys experience with this, but. The plant is just so natural and then this true element, it's really good for you. But when they dilute it into fucking cocaine, that's when it gets like that stigma.
I mean, it's the diesel, the antifreeze, no sé cuánto más le ponen. But yeah, so like mid trip, we were up in Machu Picchu, and we're like,
mi riñón. And we're looking to see if she noticed that
a ver, ¿qué tienen muchachos? And she would give us like a couple of leaves, and here we go. Esta vez te gastaste las tuyas. Hasta para allá, cabrón.
Me duele aquí el hígado.
That's funny, you guys. A spirit guy on coca leaves.
Yeah.
That's like a coked out like spirit guy. That's that's a tweaker in La Puente with a big opinion.
But you know what? This was organic coca. Organic coca. It was
And you can't bring the leaves back.
Oh,
You can't, no.
Watch me.
No, they're fucking in the airports. Tan cabrones the customs. They don't fuck around with shit
You're
like that.
shy of just them slapping a glove on. I mean, it's that.
Oh, I'm not shy.
No. Oh, no.
Awesome. We don't have to spend on condoms.
Sáquensela.
Es la Sancha. Déjenme en paz.
Ay, güey, la miré en pinche Loreto. Now she's in Peru.
She gets around.
You know the other place, I don't know if you stopped on that trip. Did you stop in Gonzaga Bay?
No, I didn't.
That's the one.
Yeah?
Gonzaga Bay is before Mulegé.
Okay.
And it is like, there's actual airstrip right there.
No shit.
There's an
Loreto has a
airstrip.
little airport too.
Uh-huh. Loreto has a little airport too.
remember that,
It
yeah.
does. But we stayed in Gonzaga Bay. When you go back, go to Gonzaga Bay.
Hey, let me ask you this, Tania. How's the housing out there? Is it still? Because I remember in those days, I remember my dad kind of asking around, and it was fucking dirt cheap for property right in the fucking beach. I'm sure now it's a little different, no? How's the pricing on over there?
The pricing is still good. It's decent, but it's starting to go up, like high. I can't really quote, but like you can get a good ass house on the water for like 200 something.
No shit.
Built up, all super swank. They have $1 million houses out there, and they have property all along from TJ all the way down. It just depends on what section you want to live in.
Yeah.
Also, the houses above the hill, you know where the carretera is. Those houses, there's a bunch of properties going up all the time, but everything's relatively still really, really cheap. But Valle de Guadalupe is like exploding.
No shit. Why? Why is that spot? Because it's beautiful?
It's beautiful. It's, the wine valley right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of chefs have left the United States and have gone down there and started their own restaurants. So
No
there's
shit.
a lot of amazing cuisine
Wow.
along with the wineries. And then because a lot of people go out there for romantic weekends. They're starting to set up like all these different hotels and opening up little boutique hotels and little manufactured like homes kind of thing. But like, you know, like
No trailer park looking shit up.
no, they're fancy with
Little
like
cottage
glass
type
and
thing.
like wood. Yeah, they look like cool little cottages. My friend Martha, Miss Colombia, 1900, ¿qué te importa? She has, shout out to Marta Callejas. She has a spot in the Valle de Guadalupe where she has yurts. And the
shit.
yurts on the inside, dude, are like it has carpet, it has a bed, it has
What
a
are yurts?
recliner chair. It's like a fancy super tent.
Yeah,
like
those big
up.
round tent way.
Yeah,
okay.
but you see the valley, you see the Valle de Guadalupe. So over there, it's getting really exciting,
nice.
Dude, that's fucking beautiful.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it used to be super cheap though. 200 sounds like fucking crazy expensive.
It is now. Well, 200,000 is getting it's crazy expensive, but you could still, if you get a good deal, you can find stuff for 80,000, 90,000.
Yeah, because
you know,
everything used to be like in that price range, and you're getting like
Everything-
a fucking mini palace.
10,000, 35,000. Like there's places like that. You know,
Shit,
and
bro.
No, because my dad had a lot of.
Dude,
shit
let's
there.
open up a Home Depot style fucking store down there where
My
sell
dad
them all
had-
the fucking equipment.
Yeah, my dad had like a little townhouse type one right there too on the beach, and used to go on the balcony, pasaban los pinches dolphines, güey.
Oh, the seafood. The seafood's fucking amazing,
man, the seafood is like
Pinches
to die for.
pescados don't see a freezer because right from
Yeah.
the fucking ocean, they're in your
Right,
fucking plate.
The dude that was giving her shit about the
Hey, sáquensela.
Yeah, that guy.
that guy directly to the fucking restaurant, güey.
Right there, I am all with an apple in my mouth. Sáquenme.
La están rostizando, la Tania.
Yeah, güey.
That's funny,
shit.
man.
Baja está chingón, güey.
That's awesome that you have that kind of it's kind of like Control Alt Delete for you, right? Like you get away from the fucking city. How hectic is
I
the
like
fucking
that.
city?
Control Alt Delete. That's where I've been going to refuge and get away from all of that is LA is out there. It's given me a lot of peace over the last few years. I just discovered it. My friend started taking me down there in 2016. So I've made a lot of community. I call those people those are my friends. Like those are people that I message with and talk with and, you know, stay in communication with. And it's so funny. Sometimes I'll be like, I gotta go. I'm getting a call from Mexico. You know?
Oh shit!
You remember when your parents would be like,
Yeah.
"Tengo que estoy esperando una llamada en Mexico." Like, you know, they would be like,
yeah.
Gotta keep the line open.
Yeah, I gotta keep the line open.
Se murió su tía.
La verdad, va a estar llamando todo el día. So yeah, it's beautiful for me to get out there and get away. I haven't been there. Unfortunately, we're in February now. I haven't been there since October. And that last time I was there, I was hosting a lucha libre event over the water.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Shout out to Wes Sample and Dirty Ronald McDonald, who brought all the wrestlers.
Dirty Ronald.
Oh, he's
fucking name.
badass.
That's a
Oh, he's
name.
badass. And it was, everybody loved it. We had such a good time. I dressed up in my Lucha Baboom red sequined outfit.
You just
and
had one recently, right?
We just did Lucha Baboom. Lucha
Yeah.
Baboom was
On
last
the-
week.
On the 11th? No, the
11th and 12th.
When your video dropped.
So it was the 12th, 13th. So the video dropped Tuesday, 11th, and Lucha was the 12th and the 13th.
Yeah.
That's right, Wednesday and Thursday. It was a
Savant?
busy week.
Yeah, you were pretty busy.
Yeah, it was a busy week.
Yeah, you've been doing that what for 3 years now? You said.
Yes, 3 years with Lucha Baboom.
How'd you get into that?
So David Hernandez, the makeup artist, took me, was it Valentine's of 2016? I think it was, to do Molly D'Amore, to do her, like, she had like reds, like, you know, sequin gloves and all this stuff. So to help do her makeup. And so I got to see the whole process from behind the scenes and how they were all getting ready. And, you know, I just kind of, just saw it. Facebook Live had just started back then. It was kind of a thing. I was always Facebook Living and talking shit and just going live. And so David talked to Miss Rita, who's the president of Lucha Baboom. It was like, you need to get Tania in Lucha Baboom. She's so funny, this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they kept figuring out what they could work me in. So she came in and saw me at La Cita, and we talked it out, and she offered me to join Lucha that October. So I started as the red carpet host. So I started red carpet hosting live from their Lucha Vavoom site. And so now people could see what was going on in Lucha Vavoom and then I would show a little bit of everything that was going on. So as the years went on, so did technology, and Liz, the other owner, was able to get this awesome dude. His name's Eddie, and he comes in with a virtual reality stick, right? And he has all these sticks, and you can hold this stick and you can walk around, and while it's recording everything, people can come in and watch it virtual reality and flip around.
So they're in there.
So they're in there.
Wow.
You're in there.
That's awesome.
So we did away with the red carpet hosting. They gave me Ring Girl, so I could come in and be one of the ring girls, and then when I'm in between, I go around with the stick and I hold the stick and do the virtual reality. I didn't do it this one, thank God, because it sucks being on heels, and doing all that. But I'll take it sometimes. Yeah, the light. But
it's in the restroom. You take a break. I gotta take a shit now. Fuck all this shit.
El pobre in the next stall, so when he gets fucked.
We're live at Lucha Vavoom, wondering why the bathroom line isn't moving. We want to direct your attention to stall number 2.
You put it under it.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you're right in there.
Do they still have that wrestler, El Dirty Sanchez?
Yeah, he was one of the wrestlers that I walked out. Is Dirty Sanchez? I love him. He's very dope.
Yeah, I saw him about 5 years ago.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, the mija took me to one of the baboons, and it was fucking. It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's un desmadre. The music. It's like a rock show with wrestling.
Rock show with wrestling and burlesque and comedy. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm actually working on the video right now from the 11th, 12th from my personal footage that I had in my phone. I've kind of laxed on taking a lot of footage. Sometimes you're just like fucking, me, I'm all day with my little Instagram story, and sometimes I'm just tired. Like I just want to chill, or sometimes I don't put stuff up. But I was like, you know what? Why don't you make an effort this time to go ahead and record what you can get? And I did, and it turned out pretty good. I was like, dang, I got some really killer moves of my compas, just in the air landing and doing their moves, and that's the cool thing too, that with this Lucha Vavoom thing, I've made really good friends with the luchadores. Those are my compas. I love hanging out with them. We have 2 dressing rooms down at the bottom. We have the dressing room where it's all the ring girls and the dancers and everybody. And then there's the wrestling rooms. And I'm in the middle wrestling room with all the guys talking shit in Spanish and getting ready. And then they bring in the little minis, the little midgets. And they're always like, Tania, ¿cuántos? And I'm like, 3.5. Falta.
Le faltaba.
So we always mess around, and I love those guys.
That's
so
awesome.
Little Cholo is one that I walked out this time, and then Willie Mack, my homeboy Willie Mack, got to walk him out. So yeah, in every time it's a different theme, as you've noticed.
I know they have a Valentine's one, and I can't remember what's the other one. I think it's in October, isn't it?
The Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, Cinco de Mayo
and
one.
Then the Halloween special.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'll do a summer, which... Oh, you guys, I don't know if you know, but the summer one sucks.
So hot, right?
Oh, it's so fucking hot. And I've had to learn, you know what I mean? As I go through, like the first summer one that I was involved in was our quinceañera that we were throwing. And I was like, oh, I've got a quinceañera dress that I could throw on, let me do it up.
Is that the one when you rode in on the lowrider?
You mean we do the car parade every time?
Oh, okay.
But it was the blue dress that I have on my Instagram with the 2 roses or whatever. Yeah. I was sweating fucking balls in between my legs right there. It was so hot, it was so horribly hot.
God,
it's just over here all doing air conditioning.
You need some talco.
Yeah, talco. Me faltó. I forgot how fat girls live.
Some Gold Bond.
Medicated Gold Bond.
Yeah, we're just all sweating. So So it's a fun lucha. It's a championship. When they do the summer, it's a championship one. So it's really hyped up. But we're hot. Like we're and
That's not for me.
nah.
Hey, that's a tough gig for those wrestlers, huh? I mean, a lot of people don't give them credit. That shit's fake. But what it does to their bodies is they take a lot of shit out.
They get fucked up. Like they could say that it's fake all they want, but they're really out there doing the moves.
Yeah.
And you see the way that they land or they get hit. They're getting hit. And
The chingazos are real.
The chingazos are real. Like they go in there. Some of the wrestlers, they don't like each other. They
Oh, shit. So there's real beef and shit.
There's real beef. Oh,
shit.
yeah. There's
What the fuck? I thought everybody's a happy family.
Ese es el rudo, güey.
Yeah, el rudo, yeah, y los, what is it?
Técnicos.
Los rudos y los técnicos, yeah. Some of them don't get along. Especially the little minis, they got beef. Like, ¿qué ondas, güey? Like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, and you're like, párense.
Ah, shit, I love to
La
see
chingada, güey.
patada.
Pinche patada a la costilla, güey.
Gancho al hígado, güey.
So, like any wrestling, like there's always beef. There's, back
There's
beef,
politics, right?
There's
Yeah,
politics
there's a lot
and
of
stuff.
shit
But,
back.
but it makes for good wrestling. It makes for good wrestling. They get out there. They really duke it out. So it's exciting.
Never thought of joining in the Diva wrestling team?
I've been asked. I got asked to come and audition for WOW for Women of Wrestling or the Glow. Shout out to Carla Mason. She runs that over there. The WOW, Women of Wrestling.
Yeah,
the Glow, the new Glow.
Yeah.
The new shit.
I wanted to, but I really like my knees where they are. There's something about the way that my bones are all locked in now. Like I'm good.
Plus, you look more like a roller girl, like in the roller derbies.
Right away, judging people.
Yeah, again.
So original.
Yeah, I really like, where my ass is, with no hematomas. Like
They take some nasty hits, man.
dude, I remember I went to go see my homegirl, Katrina. She was a roller derby girl. And I remember the first match, like they fucking got her, dude. And they flipped her on her back. She just, and I'm like, oh, that fucking had to hurt. And then I think one time she landed on a railing or something. Like, it's brutal. Like, you know what? I'm kind of into safety. I have a thing about safety. Like
She wants to do stand up in a fucking boat. Wait, what are you over here fucking tying her to fucking fuck up her knees?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I've taken a few hits, like in relationships.
That's enough.
And that's enough. Like this shit hurts. Like so I'm good.
Shit's real.
Yeah. And I'm a bigger chick, so it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt me a lot.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, Tania, I got a question for you. The Mayan. Mm-hmm. I've heard stories from securities or people there.
I know where this is going.
Have you ever encountered anything weird in the Mayan? Any fucking, I don't know, maybe because when you're there, there's a lot of people, but you ever find yourself there early or late enough where like weird shit happens?
He's a miedoso.
Yeah.
He's a miedoso.
I've been there late at night. I've been there late when we're, and we're downstairs.
Yeah.
At the bottom, probably where they have all the dead bodies underneath. But I've never encountered anything weird. I'm in a different headspace, and I'm not trying to tune into all that.
Okay.
Because I've been known to pick up a little bit of frequencies
Really?
from the other. Yeah, and I'm just kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to shut that door. I don't really like to get, because it turns, it fucking make you real paranoid, fucking weird shit follows you. Energies are real.
Yes.
And if you open up to those, they're gonna show up. So I try to kind of close off on that. So if I go in somewhere, I don't have that in my mind, like, because you will be open to that level. I see shit sometimes, and I'm like, I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm just not even gonna pay it attention. Like at La Cita.
Yeah. Oh,
Cita. At La Cita, I know I've seen stuff, and it's in the daytime. And I remember just last week, I was serving a drink, and out of nowhere, I just saw something black. And the girl in front of me tells the person, she goes, "¿Vistes eso? ¿Vistes?" And I was thinking, what did you, She goes, she's like, I just saw something. And I was like, I just saw it too, but I thought I was tripping. Yeah. So, are you into paranormal stuff?
yeah.
Follows them.
It used to follow me a lot.
Yeah.
But the Peru trip that we took,
Did a huevo?
and our spirit guide, she kind of like gave me it was a little rock, a little stone. I think it was
The Chicano, no?
yeah, she gave me something and to keep it and to kind of help me. And then I ended up losing it in the airport because she told you're gonna have it with you.
What a dick.
You
At
immediately
the
lost
airport?
it, yeah.
No, wow, no. Well, you know when you take off all your stuff, and I had to take that.
Like, come here.
I had to take it off and put it on the tray, and when the tray comes out, it was missing.
Oh, shit.
It was missing.
Te lo quitó el espíritu, güey.
Yeah, I guess it was supposed to stay. It was supposed to stay. No tenía papeles el pinche el espíritu or something.
verga con
But then
She's all, I curse you thinner.
I remember that fucking movie, man. The Stephen King.
yeah. And then when I came back over here, a friend of a cousin, she also, it was just getting crazier because every time I always felt something was following me, something was with me. And it was just uneasy, very uneasy. Certain parts, I avoided cemeteries because every time I was driving, I always felt like something was calling me to look into it. And I avoided 4th Street, en Islos, ahorita para los 5 puntos en el mercadito, the Evergreen Cemetery.
Yeah.
I avoided that cemetery like the plague because every time I passed by through it, I always felt like something.
No mames, güey.
No, it was way, but. After when I came over, when I was back over here after that trip, talked to these friends, and they had a friend that was, I guess, a medium or something, and she kind of did the same thing with the same rock. I think it was an onyx or a black rock for protection, and she told me the same thing. Once it's done its job, you will lose it. You will not even know what happened to it.
Tourmaline.
Yeah.
Is it tourmaline?
I think so.
Tourmaline is a protective black.
And after that, everything was good. And it's like now, sometimes I feel real shit or the fuck, and I get the the little hair behind the back of your neck or you get the goosebumps and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm out of here.
But you know what? The Cita does have a vibe. Now that you mentioned it, there is a fucking vibe there.
There is a vibe, but it's also a party vibe. There's a good welcoming party. If there's ghosts in there, they're fucking having the best time of their life.
Yeah.
And that's because there's nothing bad ever happens there.
Yeah.
It's a good place to come. So I don't think they're bad ghosts, because I think we would have ate shit, you know what I mean, down the stairs or being, thrown down into the bottom and something. And that doesn't happen there. It doesn't happen.
Nothing.
As far as frequencies and all, because being in tune to paranormal stuff, that's like a frequency, that's like a vibe. And have you felt that a lot lately, or?
Not lately. There are certain places that I do I work for the phone company, and we go into people's homes and we go into businesses. We go down to the basements or
creepy damp places.
Damp places or hallways where all the utility services are hidden away from the everyday activity. But sometimes when I've gone into people's houses, as soon as you walk in, you feel suffocated. You feel like there's something there. You feel that either
energy.
It's energy, but it's maybe an unhappy home. Maybe it's there's that. I don't know. It's like a choking point. And sometimes when you walk into a house, you feel happy, fuck, this is great right here. It's a happy home, But in certain places, you do. It's happened where I've heard things or stuff happens, and I talk when. I work in a fancy area in the West Side, so they have housekeepers or they have the las gatas, right? And when they see me do weird stuff, it's what happened? I'm like, well, no, I heard. She's like, yeah, it happens here a lot. This place has things. A mí ya me asustaron a mi cuñada or whatever. They no longer work with me because they can't handle it. I'm like, all right, let me get the fuck out of here, because I'm a little bit better with it, but before era bien pinche asustón.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I can attest.
But you're right. It is it's like changing a channel. It's you tune into that frequency and that shit's real. I mean, energy's real.
Energy's real. And I think for all of us growing up Latino, our parents never talked to us about energy or whatever. We had no idea what it was. And now that we're here in this day and time, especially with all the white people and the hipsters and the yoga and the crystals and all that, now we're starting to see, hey, there's a whole thing of energy, which we call vibe or we call mood. You can feel someone's vibe. You can feel someone's mood. This is all unspoken, the white elephant in the room, and it always has been that way. And now we're starting to discover that there's actual communication between our energy fields as we go through in life, and that's just how it is. A lot of people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but if you ever felt like something, like perfect example. Have you ever been driving in a car? Then all of a sudden you feel like someone's staring at you, and you turn over and someone's staring at you. Yeah. That person just directed their energy at you, and for whatever reason, it got you to turn around and go look. I've been studying energy for a while, and I think I kind of got it figured out. And I realized that there's a lot of people out there that stuff just happens to them. Bad stuff happens to them all the time. It's just like,
I used to be this guy.
Yeah, like you just have no idea what bad shit's happening to you all the time. That's an energy. That's a frequency that you're running on for whatever reason, your environment, the people that you're around, your home even. If your home is unhappy, cluttered, dirty, that's an energy right there. That's a frequency. If you have someone that's constantly giving you drama in your life, that's a frequency that you're picking up that you don't even need. And you have to figure out a way to get yourself away from all of these things by being proactive and knowing. For me, my thing that I do every year, like before the year ends and before Chinese New Year, is I clean my whole house, the walls, the borders of the floor. I make a special solution of usually like water, a little bit of bleach, and I get these lavender drops, right? Lavender, in a sense, is cleansing, it's energy. You know, it's been known to be used by witches, right? Quote unquote witches.
And it keeps the mosquitoes away.
It keeps the mosquitoes away, but the lavender is just so calming to your senses. It's like eucalyptus. So I have this done all over my house. I clean everything, I wash everything, and it creates a new energy. I re-clean my energy every year from my house. And I feel that has always made for a successful year for my very next year. The 1 year I didn't do it was 2014, because I was so sick. I was like, I can't do it. Yeah. And 2015 was the worst year I've had in my life. Wow. Worst. And I recovered from that. And in that, I ended up finding a place. I found sound baths. Have you guys ever heard of sound baths? Sound baths. So if you guys know my friend Paula Baby, or Paula Alvarez, that's who I'm always with. We're into like trying to better ourselves and grow, and we grow together. So we try to find stuff out, and we started going to these sound baths. This lady, Arlene, you guys can follow at We Are Sacred Light on Instagram. Arlene is actually the wife of Guillermo, who owns Eastside Love Bar, right there. Yeah. And but we met Arlene separately. I didn't even know that they were married or whatever. But she does these sound baths. It's like these different bowls, like of crystal.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And she runs these very like, it's like a very therapeutic. And when you think sound bath, you think, oh, I got to take off my clothes. No, you're actually in a room and you lay down like you would in yoga, very comfortable. And her mom also helps, right? Like she does Reiki, which Reiki is like it cleans your energy. That's a whole other thing. But she does these sound baths, and when you first do them, if you've never done them, it feels so, I can't even describe, but you start crying, like from just the release of. The way I can describe it is like, you know, when you have a car and you go get it maintained, or you get car maintenance on it, that's the same thing with your body. Where do you go to get your body maintained? Where do you get your spirit, your inner thing that makes you work? Where do you get that maintained?
I have no idea.
You go get a sound bath, because a sound bath, what it does is it tunes your frequency inside of your body to align and run correctly. So when your frequency runs correctly and you're now on this clean channel, all the bad shit doesn't even hit you, because you're on a clean channel. You're now on a different frequency. So all the mundane stuff that used to happen to you back in the day doesn't happen to you no more. And I've been trying to figure out, you know, my life's pretty fucking awesome. You know, I haven't gone to jail. You know, I haven't had anything really bad happen to me. Like, what has changed? And I'm like, the sound baths, the tuning of my frequency. The tuning of my frequency also helps keep away people that shouldn't be in my life. That's a huge thing. Like when your frequency is in tune, you can really tell someone's vibe, like almost as easy as looking at them. Yeah. You can feel it. Like that person's not a good person to hang out with. I am very proactive of not hanging out with tweakers. I don't, there's a lot of people that do coke. I've realized that for them, it's become the norm. They probably don't know how bad it is for them. It's going to be a while. And, bless them. Whatever happens to people doing coke, they think it's a good time. It is, but that good time ends up turning into a bad time eventually. And the whole coke and meth and all that, that's a whole other frequency. That's a frequency of problems. Yeah. And, a lot of people are attracted to that lifestyle. Cool, go ahead. But I've always said, I don't want to do coke unless it's in two places. And that's either in Las Vegas or Marilyn Manson's house. Other than that, there's no reason for you to be doing lines of coke. Like, it's
good to have goals.
It's good to have goals, right? But
now we know why he doesn't want to go to Vegas with it.
Yeah.
I avoid Vegas. I've never been to Vegas.
No? You never been to Vegas?
No, he's never touched it.
Yeah. You don't want to go?
No. I already know me. I know the devil in me.
Ooh, it's Sin City for a reason.
Yeah, I know the devil in me. I have a happy life. I don't want to ruin it.
I'm going to be doing this bus tour that goes to fake Vegas. I think we're going to go to Morongo.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to be doing one of those.
We've been to Morongo.
Yeah, we've been to Morongo.
Morongo's cool. It's like the fake Vegas.
Yeah,
You're going to be back
fun.
tonight.
They're fun. Yeah, those are fun. I've been up to State Line, to the Buffalo Bills. I just never gone into Vegas.
But see, that's what you were talking about, where you put it in your mind, like he's already thinking that he knows himself,
that it's gonna be,
and so that's when stuff happens. That's what you're saying. It's a frequency. When you say, and then you hear people all the time, I knew that shit was gonna happen because I knew
you said it was gonna happen.
You said it was gonna happen. Exactly.
There's not much difference to being a witch than there is to saying the words that come out of your mouth. It's the same thing. You're setting that intention already.
Yeah.
What do you think witches were doing when they were saying chants out of their mouth?
Yeah.
They were making shit happen with their mouth.
Yeah.
Everyone does that every day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, back in the day, they were getting burnt, because oh my God, los milagros que están. And it's not even that. It's just, when you study frequency and you study, the things, and they talk about manifestation, the things that come out of your mouth are the things that are going to happen.
Yeah.
If I say, oh my God, my dude's going to cheat on me with a black chick, he's going to cheat on you with a black chick. And there's no coming back for that's happened to me. Like, that's not even, you may laugh, but I'm fucking still bitter.
Pinche burlesco.
¿Verdad?
You know me, güey. I had to stop myself a few times there.
He's like, all right, I'll let that one go.
Have you ever listened to binaural beats?
I listen to binaural beats every night. That's what I sleep to.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Yeah.
I've been sleeping to binaural beats since October of last year. As something that I started trying to find on how to calm my mind and just kind of see what this is about this. Because I started hearing about this frequency, and I started hearing about this I started hearing the example of, when you're in the Matrix. You seen the Matrix, right?
It's a documentary.
What, the Matrix? Oh, it is. It's a documentary. A high five. I like that. It's a documentary. When you plug in and you download into the Matrix and they show everything that you can do, the binaural beat is the same thing when you're asleep. Yeah. And you play this noise, low-level noise, while you're sleeping, and you don't know what's happening at nighttime, but it's doing something. And I know that it's doing something for me because I feel amazing when I wake up. I'll even do binaural beats for naps. They have those for naps.
I mean, Tania, there's a reason why infomercials are at night. It's when your brain is more susceptible to being brainwashed and influenced. So the moment where you feel sleepy, when you're about to doze off, that's when you're easily influenced by whatever frequency that you want to be. And that's why when you watch TV, they're trying to sell you this, because your brain is more likely to buy it because you're in that vulnerable state to believe everything that's thrown at you.
Shout out to QVC and all the points you guys giving me. Shout out to HSN.
I don't know if you remember, but back in the days, after 10 o'clock, you used to have all the infomercials. But I remember the 976 commercials. And a lot of them, and it was a night. And now that you say them, I'm like, because maybe, during the daytime there's a lot. But no, you're more susceptible at night.
You're more susceptible at night. Nighttime is, and when you're asleep, you're susceptible to so much because your brain is just doing so much while you're asleep. And you have so many thoughts. I think they say it's 70,000 thoughts in a day is what you're processing that just pew, pew, pew. You're just thinking of different things. When you get to sleep, it's really hard to shut that down. And binaural beats, I mean, they do amazing things. Huh? Like you can pick a binaural beat for anything.
Yeah.
Like you can pick a binaural beat for anxiety. You can pick a meditation for healing, like to heal your cells and rejuvenate. They have one for rejuvenation. I love the rejuvenation one, but I try not to do the same binaural beat every night. I try to switch them up into different things.
Is this an app or what is it? Or what do you get them from?
They have it on YouTube. You can play it on YouTube. They have binaural beats.
shit.
Just type BINAURAL beats, and you'll see like it'll have like 520 hertz, or it'll have like different frequencies that you're tuning into. And it's trippy, but when you set this beat, try to do the whole thing, because some are 3 hours, some are 5, some are 6, some are 8. Because your body is going to that whole beat while you're asleep. And if you notice, you will wake up as soon as it's over. Like you'll just like open your eyes and you'll be like, it ended. Like you're just like, it's trippy, huh?
Yeah,
it's like you come out of a hypnosis.
But you have to do it with headphones, because what it is each ear is throwing a frequency that your brain creates the vibration in their center. So you can't just watch it on this and it's not going to do anything. You have to have your brain put the two frequencies together, and that's where you kind of meditate.
Well, there's a specific on each channel.
There's a specific frequency coming from each side, so your brain puts it in the center, and that's what gives it the vibration.
Is there one that teaches me fucking kung fu like in the Matrix? Wake up all fucking
It
chingón.
would be the coordination binaural beat.
But you know what, Tanya? I stopped doing the YouTube stuff because there was plenty of times where I was fucking deep in it, and then I get a fucking commercial, and I was like, oh, shit. You get those YouTube commercials.
But I'm sure there's an app. I'm sure.
I use iDozer. You can use iDozer. I like iDozer because it gives you like, I mean, I get the heroin ones and the shit like that, because it puts you in those same kind of frequencies that are supposed to like trigger the receptors in your brain that like heroin would, like, and stuff like that, in case you're going through like.
They have the serotonin dopamine binaural beat. They have, I'm telling you, they have it for every. They even have a binaural beat, like, what was it? Make your ex think about you and have him call you in 15 minutes.
So there probably is a kung fu one.
There probably is a kung fu. There is a
funny.
kung fu beat.
No mames.
It's funny you say. I never knew. I know that they say put it in your headphones. I play it on my YouTube. Like I have a TV that's directed to my smart TV.
Yeah.
So I have the noise coming out of there, and my room's quiet. Like everything's really quiet. So I have it down to maybe volume 9 sometimes, like really low. And I just have that going in, or sometimes I'll just have the iPad like facing the wall and have the noise coming out. And it's in my room when I used to have sleepovers. And I was seeing someone that was like really anxious and all that, and was having a hard time sleeping. So I was like, let me set this and we'll go to sleep to it. And he fucking loves it. He's using it with his other chick.
No shit.
He's like, he's the binaural beats really, really calm you.
I mean, you're probably getting the effects from it, but if you want like the true effects, you have to do it with headphones.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that.
Because that makes sense, yeah.
Because it's too different. If you really listen to it and you take one out, there's a different frequency that's coming in with both. So
left and right?
What it is your brain puts both frequencies together, and that creates that. It's like the ohm. It's the sound of vibration.
If I put in headphones tonight and I wake up with $1 million, I'll give you $100,000.
Just give me a high five.
Because they have binaural beats for what? Millionaire, right?
Yeah,
to make money and this and that.
Ecstasy will give you an orgasm.
Yeah.
HGH.
Wake up all mojadito.
Wet dream, binaural beat.
Back to the high school days.
I'm just saying.
Back to the junior high days.
You know what I did too, Tanya? Is I bought a fucking big ass Himalayan salt lamp.
Oh, I have. You know what? I have one of those.
Yeah.
What do they do?
They clean the energy and the frequency that comes out of the TVs, all that negative shit that comes out of the electronics. There's frequencies that come out of that stuff. It's good to it cleans it gives you less dust. All around, better fucking sleeping. Like it just does a lot.
I have one.
Plug it in.
I have one. Jimmy James gave it to me.
Yeah, those are great.
It was from our lockout.
So
and it's like this big. It's huge. It's like
no
humongous.
shit. Fuck.
It's
Mine's is probably like this big. But I did that in conjunction with I was telling these guys that I started sleeping with tape in my mouth.
Tape? How?
Like just taping my mouth with surgical tape, because I was a mouth breather. I would breathe with my mouth open.
I'm listening.
You're breeding?
You're breathing. I'm over here on how I picture myself all.
So yeah, these guys laugh.
Yeah.
But,
No.
but what it was is that I started realizing that I read this book called The Oxygen Advantage, and it talked about how when we have stress and we breathe with our mouths, like our mouths are open, we're bringing in more air into our lungs that's adding to the stress factor because we're creating that fight or flight. So if we're stressed, we breathe with our mouths, we're bringing in more oxygen to our lungs than it's needed, and that's creating more stress in your life. So in that book, I learned how to just keep my mouth shut unless I'm talking or I'm eating. So I've been really working on that. So at night, I noticed that for my whole fucking life, I slept with my mouth open. So what I did is I bought surgical tape that I put over my mouth, and that's promoting more nose breathing. And that fucking changed everything for me. I wake up feeling fucking refreshed, like if I got a good night's sleep. And it just changed everything for me.
I fucking watch you guys wake up like 3 days from now. Fuck, where's Tanya? Fucking they find me fucking mouth to my tape, foul play in East Los Angeles.
Live for Channel 5 News.
The podcast comes out. They're like, Esteban did it.
Yeah, it was him. The fucking.
It was him.
Yeah.
Imagine. You gotta live on the dark side.
Come on.
Jesus.
The artist that
I got dark quick.
This got dark quickly.
the artist that just put out Sancha Day has been found dead in East Los Angeles.
Oh, breaking news. She was just taking a nap with tape in her mouth.
It looks like they're trying to take her hostage.
Right. Police describe a viejita that came in with an axe.
Yeah. A fisherman that witnessed the whole thing said she was having a good time before.
and all
He met her
and
in
all
the
that
playas.
was and all that was on site was el jardinero that had this to say. No, pues era una buena patroncita esta. Siempre me pagaba en dinero y nalga. Era mi favorita. ¿Cómo la voy a extrañar?
That's funny.
But,
Por amor a Dios.
Por Dios, ¿cómo?
no somos nada.
No es justo. Maldición.
¿Por qué, Dios mío? ¿Por qué?
Qué horror.
La reina de las anchas muerta. Oh no. ¿Qué vamos a hacer?
I had nothing to do with this, guys.
That's fucking
Just
funny.
passing
I'm
information.
just passing information.
Damn, tape up your face.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but it fucking helps.
Well, I got a sleep apnea, so I got to use the CPAP machine.
My ex-husband used to use that, and the way I dealt with it, it's like I'm fucking Darth Vader.
Yeah. There's your binaural beats. That's
Binario.
You can't use them
That
until
sounds
you
like
can pronounce it right.
That sounds like an infection, bro.
Dude, it sounds
I know
like
you
a
got
sandwich.
binary.
You got binaural disease, bro.
Binary. Yeah, it does.
what
sound
you
like
call
an
it?
infection.
I should have
You
written
need some ointment for that, bro.
binaural
The
beats.
gold bond's not going to fit.
Binary.
Binaural.
You got a binaural
Binaural.
disease, bro.
That's that fucking paisa
Yeah,
accent.
that's because you don't pee after sex, but you got that binaural shit.
Take some cranberry.
Get that binaural.
The Vicks.
Vicks. Ponle Vicks.
Esa madre. I got the white noise going already because of the
I don't think that's what they mean, pero
It's not the same, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
relaxing of fuck, dude. I mean, it forces you to sleep with your mouth closed. I got the one that just the nose pillows. I don't have the whole face one. I felt like I was suffocating with the whole thing. So I got the one for the nostrils, and it forces you to keep your mouth closed. So it's like,
Yeah, because they're fucking blowing all that air in your
Yeah.
face.
Ay, güey.
yeah,
they
you
do
open
it.
the mouth and you feel like you're like
Yeah.
you're free falling or something like.
So you're
You
you
have
gotta
to
sleep like
close it.
this.
Todo estreñido and shit.
Está sufriendo, está tapado el pobre.
You wake up looking like a Shar-Pei.
Well, he did say he has a disease, a binaural
That must be
disease.
that binaural.
You gotta pee after sex, bro. I want you getting that binaural fucking beats.
Con tu guante, güey.
That's what happens. Live life on the edge.
Right away.
Sounds like it, bro. Shit, you're living a crazy life, bro.
Living his best life.
So I'm assuming that's like you said. I was gonna ask you, because based on your story that you're telling us, it seems like everything's like coming You're always at the right moment. You're always reading the right people. And it makes sense. I was going to ask you, is there anything that you're doing to kind of facilitate that? And those bowls that you're talking about, I'm sure that's really helping you.
That part, it's really helping me a lot. I feel like I'm an Olympic athlete, and I've been training for this all my life to get to this point, figure myself out, figure out what life means, what we mean to it, what we're here to do. It's been just a trying to figure myself out kind of moment, and with all the skills that I know, and to get to this point, to be like, this is what I want to do. Is, to me, I'm happy. My mom couldn't even be happier. Like, my mom's never like, podías haber sido abogada o doctora. Like, my parents are so proud that I do stand up.
That's awesome.
And my mom's so proud that I'm doing these songs and putting these songs together and doing it. And, you know, and she'll be like, pon esta canción, o ¿qué pasó? ¿Por qué no usas Teresita de los Caminantes? You know, or
Una de los Yonix.
Yeah, and she'll like bust out, usa esta, and you know, and
Pétalo y espina.
we even did one. She helped me with one, El Rey for Vicente Fernandez, but I did the Maná live version.
No shit.
Yeah, so me and my mom helped me write that one down. That was a few years ago, and
That's
I think
awesome.
that's one I'm probably gonna record this year and put it out because it's really funny. Yeah, and it's just, I feel like I've been preparing to get to this point. And a lot that happens when you're at that bridge that you're going to be successful, like you're at that point, you lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of people. Your frequency be bouncing people off left and right. Because when you ask around, ain't no one can say bad shit about me.
Yeah.
I try to help everybody out. I'm not fucking greedy. If I come into your life, it's for a reason, and I'm meant to be there for something, to help you out, to give what I've learned for whatever it is that you want to do. And maybe I'm the one that can be there to be like, whatever it is that you believe in doing, do it because you can do it because
That's awesome.
I'm doing it. Like, that's my vibe. When you have someone fucking getting pissed off at me or talking shit about me, and there's a few that I can count on my hand right now, and you know who you fucking are, you fucking retard. Like,
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Hey,
I mean, I shouldn't use that word. But you know what?
Artard.
Artard, my bad. Artard.
Artard's a little bit more neutral.
Yeah, Artard. My apologies. Artard. Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't know that one.
Artard. Yeah, I'll use Artard. Like if we bump heads, it's because something's happening within you that you're not fucking doing.
Yep.
And you're fucking pissed off that I'm doing it. And that's what it comes down to. So whatever it is that you want to fucking talk shit, if you ever hear someone talk shit about me, you fucking need to stop and you need to ask what happened.
Yeah.
It will always be a what happened because you can hear them talking shit about me, but come ask me what happened. And, you know, because I will call you fucking out like a motherfucker. I will be that white lady. I will do that Facebook post about you. And I haven't had to do it in a long time. And the last one that I did stayed for ever, like a bad credit report on this person because I called them out on fucking everything and everyone popped up. Oh my God, he does that to me. He's been doing that. And there was like people coming out of the woodworks and it was like, I just fucking disblanketed this person.
Nice.
And I left it like that. And I don't like getting into confrontation because that's a whole bad vibe. That's a frequency vibe. That fucking really puts you down to another level. Now you have like static and this bad feeling. I like to dismiss it and I like to keep going with what I'm doing because at the end of the day, whatever they're fucking pissed off about has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Yeah. And I know that for a fact. So that's how sometimes I just like to be at home by myself, you know, doing my thing, being out there, people, this and that, what they're going through. It just rubs off a bad vibe.
That's good. That's
now
awesome.
I feel like I gotta go to your Facebook and
I gotta see who this was.
see some cheese, man.
Yeah, go for it. You gotta go back a few
Did you put them on blast like their
a
name?
mother? Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Screenshots and everything of the fucking messenger going on the side at fucking all of 2 a.m. Fuck yeah, 1, 2 a.m. fucking hitting me up.
And this is sober, right?
Supposedly he's fucking sober.
Oh.
And he's fucking acting like that. Like, yeah. Like, and you know, and yeah, the other person I have beef with as of a few months ago is also sober, you know, but it's like, okay, you know what? Why don't you have your fucking wife call me? You know, we need to have a talk about what you really do when you're out working or what you're trying to do. And of course, this person blocked me. They went and told their wife, quien sabe qué, fucking, you know. But I know you opened up a fake account. I know you're watching me. I know who you are. Like, and it's all good. And people ask me, what happened to you guys? And I'll tell them straight out, like, you know, this, and they're like, oh. So, but I don't like to be in that space again. But, you know, shit happens.
You just don't let it, you don't give them a pass. That's it. You don't fall for bullshit. You won't get stuck on it, but you just don't give them a pass either.
No, I don't give up. I'm just not going to deal with it. Like, it's just better to not deal with it. You know, growing up in La Puente, you're taught to react and you're taught to be a fuck that and this and that and fuck you. You don't fucking know and this and that. I'm good. You know what I mean? That was from my 20s. Yeah. Like, I'm now at a different point in my life where I'm like, you learn to pick your battles. Yeah. And there's just some stuff that you just don't got to deal with. So, you know, I don't deal with inconsistent people. I don't deal with people that are always having problems within their life. Like, that's like, or like someone that always comes in a very altered state, like a fucking sketchy state. Like I'm just like, whoa, this is not good with my chai tea latte this morning. I'm gonna have to step away from you.
I'm gonna have to plug in that lamp more.
And by no means am I saying, oh, I'm better than you. No, I'm just saying I need to protect my sanity and my peace and quiet, and I need to step over here. Yeah. And a lot of my friends that are around me, they know my vibe. They try to operate in the same way. They see that my way is working because it shows. So they want to take on that vibe and bring more love and bring more participation. They want to bring more teamwork to the table. Everybody wants to come together, and we've been working on a community of like-minded people that are coming as Latinos to work together. And the people that can't work together, we already know why. They have their problems, and they're not going to be with us, and that's cool. And, you know, and it's a thing where we're going to grow together. We're in the position where we're the Latino entertainment that can keep going to leave a legacy behind for this generation of us. Everybody that you see us working together, you see that and it's not a coincidence that you see this person with this comedian and this person. We're all openly talking about it of, hey, let's all try to get together. Let's all try to unite. And the people that don't want to unite, that's cool. You know, I hope that fucking Instagram doesn't fucking crash, you know, and then one day you're fucking a nobody again, you know, but we are definitely doing stuff to leave a legacy behind.
And it's just a small community that to bring your bridges in a small community like that. I mean, you're definitely, you either have ego that's big that you say you don't need your peers, but I mean, fuck, dude, that's fucking suicide.
No, you need a village. Yeah. You can't do this alone.
That's how we're wired.
You need to build a team.
That's
we're wired to all work together. Yeah. But there's been such a focus on individuality, which is great. But when you're trying to complete big projects, you need a team of like-minded people that want to be happy, be creative, be in a good working space, and be positive. I think for the years and the times that have gone by, you've seen things that don't work out, and it's usually like a wrench in the socket somewhere. So, and we try to avoid that by filtering that out, by working with dependable, consistent people that are going to be there. They're going to show up when they say they're going to show up. Not me, of course, today.
No, we talked about this. We had talked
Saturday morning.
Yeah, we talked about it.
That was like,
when you were telling me, it's kind of like, I'm afraid. I'm like, unfortunately, we do the 9 to 5. So,
and I get that, and then this morning when I woke up, it was so funny. I woke up like 7:30. I'm like, snooze. I'm like, fuck. It feels like when I used to have to work 9 to 5, and I used to have to come in that one fucking Saturday. Like, I gotta get up. I'm like, fucking shower, and then I'm driving, right, and then I hit traffic. I'm like, fuck. It's just like fucking 9 to 5 all over again. And
fuck then these guys. I'm gonna cancel.
No, I was smiling in my head and laughing at the comparison of like, haha, it's Saturday. You're going out to do an interview, and as opposed to having to go clock in somewhere. And it was the laughter of it. Especially when I was driving up and I made a right. I'm like, fuck, it's like a carpet building all over again. It's a corporate setting. Look at all the suites. I was when you remember when I drove, but I had the big smile on my face.
Yeah, you were laughing on my.
You know, I was like, sorry, I'm late, boss. There was traffic. Trying to get started raining. There was a dead body. I'm late. You come up with all the excuses. My dog ate my key card.
Poor dogs. They always
Poor
get
dogs, right?
all they want is treats.
Pinches perros. They're the scapegoats.
Chuchos.
No, but we're all very consistent in showing up, being there for each other. A huge one of mine that I love, and I'm hers too, is Karina Luna. Karina Luna is pioneering for all of us in the entertainment industry. She's a super smart woman. She just graduated from film school with a major in business entertainment and film, and she's doing stuff to bring the community together. She just did an event here in San Gabriel Valley, West Covina, where she brought all like the different companies that are from the area, and we did a network mixer. She did it, and she put it together.
Yeah, I just saw that. You just put that up. What was the acronym on that?
Right away.
It was pretty catchy too.
SGV event was like Craft Hill Network Mixer, something like that. She hired comedians, so she's putting money in the pockets of comedians, right? She's also bringing in people to get to know each other, network together. It was an amazing event. It was very successful. There was I think 70 people in that spot on a Thursday. That's like,
wow, that's big. Yeah.
That's big. So it was a great. So she's doing so many amazing things, and I love working with her. Whenever she calls me for anything, I'm there. Like whatever you need me for, stand in her place, whatever it is. Like that day, she got called to set. She got wrote into the BET, the family business, with Yadi Rivera and Emilio Rivera. So they made her film. They called her to film that day, and she's like, "Oh my God!" Because I was already going to go to the show, and I'm like, "If you need anything, let me know." So I ended up standing in her place, taking care of the contracts, checking people in, or overseeing the check-in, paying the comics at the end, and it was no big deal. But she was so thankful that she didn't have to stress. She got there in time for the event. So we're doing things like this, like the music video, for instance. The music video is a perfect example. It was definitely something to get all of these comedians in one thing. And that's what my editor said. He goes, the fact that you got all of these people in there is a lot. This is good. Mm-hmm. And the torta shot? Yeah. That was Jesus. You have no idea how hard scheduling it was to try to get him and get him there. It was the last shot that I needed the day before editing was to end. Wow. And if I didn't have that shot, and I knew in my heart I needed that shot, and he made it there. He put the effort in, and we all talk about it. We need to do more of these. We need to do more of these, because when we think about marketing and in terms of reaching all of these people, there's so many people out in the world. And I think that because I've been in this bubble, I've never really thought about it that way. God, there's so many people out there that want comedy. When I think about marketing now, I don't think about marketing to this fucking hater comic that fucking runs an open mic that's all fucking bitter. Mm. I'm going beyond that. I'm going to all his fucking neighbors on the street that fucking hate him too. Okay. I'm going further, and I'm thinking about in that further reach of how to reach all of these different people, and especially Latinos.
That's how they toppled the Aztecs.
Huh?
I know, right?
That's how they toppled the Aztecs.
How?
The Spaniards literally went to all the haters, everybody that hated the fucking Aztecs because they conquered them. And the Spanish used our own people against us.
Yeah,
that's smart. Well, yeah,
they went to all the haters because
I'm not trying to Nazi out on marketing. If that's what you're trying to say, she's got a Nazi marketing scheme. That's
not Nazis.
Gold.
Aztecs, not Nazis. Espérate.
Genius.
Really back.
Chingas, bro.
Tania,
stay with the script.
That's why I stay quiet.
Tania, what's in the future for Smurf?
Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Oh God. Well, did you guys see the end of season 4?
You haven't. It's on TNT, right? I don't have that subscription to that channel. But I have seen clips. I'll look for it. But
have you seen Amazon? Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, I do. It's on that.
So Animal Kingdom usually releases on Amazon Prime for free, usually the April before the season starts in May, because usually they release a new season in May. And I found that they always release it in April. And they make it free, so they get it pumped up for you to watch the season for free, and then you'll want to see the next season. Okay. So we finished season 4 last year, and then now they're on to season 5. So you have to watch season 4 because I don't know because there's people that wait for Amazon Prime for it to hit in April because they're like, fuck it, I ain't paying $2.99 an episode, like, and they'll wait like myself. I'm like, I'm not paying.
And you're on it.
I'm on it. I'm like, hey, but everybody else on the crew, I've heard them too over the years. They're like, hey, they're like, Animal Kingdom comes out on Amazon Prime next week, and they're I've been waiting. I'm like, I hear them. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
For our listeners, when you describe Smurf, what's Smurf? Yeah,
in real life or
just a character like?
Okay, Smurf. Smurf is this lady that has done a life of crime that you can't even imagine, because you get to the point and you see her as a grandma, and she has all these beautiful sons that she takes care of, and they go and they commit crimes. And she's waiting for them at home with a fresh baked pie and like plates, knowing that if they make it home, they've made it home safe, they've made it home with the money, and now they all get to share pie, which if you think about sharing pie, it's like sharing the pot of all the money that they're bringing in. So she's trading in pie for pie. And she is ruthless. You would think as you watch the show that she would be more motherly, but there's that streak that you don't know what's there. And as you see the show develop, all the years that go and how her character truly is, you're like, this fucking lady's a fucking monster. But when you get to season 3 and they show you what she was like, or I think it's season 4 where they show you, where they show you what she was like as a teenager and what she had to go through to get to this point, you fucking are like, fuck yeah, Smurf, fuck him up. Like, then you stand behind her, and it's an amazing show. It was actually done off of a show in Australia, and it was a movie, and they adapted this and made it a series in the United States. And it's a trippy white people Sons of Anarchy is like what I can call it. Yeah. And I always wanted to be in Sons of Anarchy. I always wanted to work on, so that was I always wanted to be like on something like that, like around Mayans. But I ended up getting Animal Kingdom, and that doesn't suck. It's all right. I wanted to be with the raza, but the white people called me. So I went with it.
You gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills.
I always wanted to be like the right hand of Alvarez or Emilio Rivera. Yeah. I always wanted to be the right hand, like, just fucking, I don't even have to have a line. I just wanted to be a Mayan.
Yeah. Le trae el cafecito.
Yeah.
Like, I know, bro. You gotta start small.
No, I just wanted to.
You could be Taco Man number 2, and then you work your way up.
Then you get your patch of it.
The story like this happened for a friend of mine that I've known since 2007. And he's now a Mayan. He's one of the Mayans.
No shit.
And he started off as a gangster that went to jail and ended up going to Homeboy Industries.
No shit.
And he started working at the panaderia.
Wait a minute, is that Coco? Mr. What's his name? The character Coco?
No, I don't know what his character name is on there. Why is he a baker on the show?
They show him some. Yeah. All right. Continue. Maybe I jumped ahead.
Thanks.
Sorry.
But his name is Anthony Keys. You guys know him. He's like Key Meals 13 or something on Instagram.
I think we've seen him.
Anthony Keys. He's like fully tatted everywhere.
Yeah.
But he started out in Homeboy Industries, and I hadn't seen him in a few years. He makes the best fucking choco flan. Oh my god, this dude can fucking cook. Oh my fucking god, he can cook. Dude, he has a recipe for choco flan where it's flan and chocolate cake at the same time. And if you want the recipe, I think starting price is $10,000.
No shit.
Dude, wait till you fucking order a choco flan from him, and you have to pay. Hey, these titties don't get free fucking choco flans. I still have to pay. And now that motherfucker hustles.
He's a hustler.
You know what he does every year? Every year he fucking goes somewhere up north and he gets fucking Christmas trees and he's delivering Christmas trees all through the fucking season and fucking makes that fucking money.
That's
he
awesome.
Fucking sells flowers during Valentine's. He has like 5 daughters that he's raising.
No shit.
He's fucking bad. That's a badass cholo right there.
That's a hustle right there, bro.
He's a hustler. And he's like, and he looks so good in his Mayan thing. Like when we first started talking again, he sent me a picture of him, right? And I saw like it looked like gabinetes in the back. And I was all, ooh, look at you all dressed up for the gym, right? And no, get closer. He's got I'm like, what are you doing with that? He's like, I'm one of the Mayans. And I'm like, oh, I wouldn't know. I'm waiting for it to come out on Amazon Prime. For free. For free. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for it to come out. But yeah, he's one of the Mayans. And he never started off as an actor, but now he's doing it and he's in there. And he's beautiful and he looks good.
Like, what was the name of the guest we have from the streets to the set?
Yeah, that was going to say.
Berenice?
Berenice, yeah. We had a guest one time that we met at the Montebello Art Walk.
I think so.
Art Fest.
And she that's what she does. She takes like the homies, and it's funny because when she said homies, we thought we were like the little homies. So like, oh, she's a homie collector, and we kind of made a joke about it. But she takes them and puts them in the set, so she's kind of like the middle kind of broker, I guess. And then that's her hustle, man. She takes people from the streets and puts them in the set. And it's funny because earlier you mentioned like something that reminded me of her, because she said that when she first started in the industry, people were amazed, like the white folks that were into that scene. They were like, dude, how did you get all these cholos here at 6 a.m.? And she's like, well, she's pretty tough on them, you know?
Yeah, she's strict, but she's fair.
She only gives them one chance.
Yeah, the entertainment industry is a one chance type of business. You fuck up that one time, that's it.
Yeah.
But she takes it. She's tough on them, man.
That's good because they have to be there on time. Like they have to be. Like, you know, if you want to be an actor, you have to start knowing how to get there 15 minutes to 30 minutes early. Yeah. Like then the time that they give you, and you know when you're first starting out, they'll give you 4 or 5 a.m. call times, and your ass better be there. And if you're not, trust there's someone else on that list that'll take your spot.
Yeah, she was saying like if she tells them like don't even, if you're gonna call me, you're gonna be late, don't come.
Yeah,
I'm not waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they will be there. They will be. That's good though, because that inerts discipline into them, and to know that they need to be there, and it will carry on forever for them to be on set and be on time. Like Noel G. Do you know what Noel G does to be on set? He will fucking go and park on the fucking side of the street if he has to, and fucking set his alarm like 40 minutes before he has to be, and fucking rolls up. Shit. If they don't get him a hotel, like that's how he started out. Is he would to be there on time, he'd fucking drive over there and he'd fucking wait. Yeah. And that's sometimes how you got to do it.
That's how you became the everyman cholo.
That's how I learned too. Like if I have to fucking be somewhere, I've got my pillow and I've got my blanket, and if I have to, I'll fucking go to sleep in my car. I don't give a fuck. It's the perfect Airbnb, you know? Yeah. I got my weed right there. I can turn on the heater. It's electric. I'm not gonna die. You know, like it's good. And I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to, we talked about it, I think the last episode. Last week, no? Where I was listening to Gabriel Iglesias on the Coco Diaz podcast. And that was what he was talking about, is what are you fucking willing to sacrifice? He's like, when my mom was fucking buried, I was doing a set. Like, he's like, I tell comics all the time, hey, come on the road with me. And they're like, oh, but it's my son's fucking birthday. And I'm like, so you don't want to sacrifice it? You don't want this? It's what you want to sacrifice to achieve that dream.
I'm willing to sacrifice everything. And I'm willing to do whatever the fuck it takes. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I realized that people's opinions are a fucking dime a dozen. And everybody fucking like an asshole, they all have an opinion. They all want to talk about what you're doing, but they don't want to look at what they're doing. They want to talk shit about what you're doing. And I realized that, you know, I can go in there and forget the feeling of fear. That's what I felt before doing this focusing on the songs. It was like, I have fear. I have fear of looking stupid. I have fear that they're going to be like, this was a crappy job. I had all of these fears, and I had to take all those fears away and be like, I don't give a fuck. I will go in there and, you know, con todas ganas. It's funny to me. Let's see what happens. When I say I don't give a fuck, what I mean by that is I know what I'm doing and what my boundary lines are. Like I know how to not disrespect people. I know how to walk with respect. I know how to stay in my lane. But in those parameters, I'm going to take that mindset of just not being fearful at all anymore, because I've had it a lot in my life. One of the greatest compliments my lucha boss gave me, Miss Rita, she goes, there's something about you. It's just, you're so fearless. Like we see you as so fearless. And I never saw it that way. It's like, fuck, you have no idea how fucking scared I am inside. You always worry about that. But I feel as I come into my own and I realize when I'm at home working on my stuff, everybody's opinions or what they're saying shouldn't even matter to me. And I try to go with that.
That's awesome.
It's hard, but and it is he's right. Fluffy talking about it's a sacrifice. What are you willing to do? Anything, whatever it takes. And for me right now, what am I at? I'm at 20 days no alcohol. I quit drinking. And not a lot of, thank you. Yeah. Not a lot of people know. It was something I decided to do because I was I was working on the song in January and I was still drinking. I was like, fuck, this is really hard, but it's really hard when you're fucking drinking. I realized too that when I drink, I didn't pay attention to this, but I started losing my eyesight. I start going a little bit blurry. I can't see. And it was kind of funny because, I'd be, hey, I'm going to drink or whatever. I'm going to go home and I'm going to work on this. And I fucking try to look at it and I'm like, I can't fucking see. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to go lay down and watch some Netflix, right? And then I'd fucking lay down and watch Netflix and I'd fucking try to look and I can't see. Oh, shit. And then fucking before you know it, it's like a fucking audiobook. I'm just staring up at the fucking sky and I'm just like, I can't. And then I'd wake up and I could kind of see better again. And I was just like, you know what? Enough's enough. Like, maybe I should just stop drinking and just spend that time that I would spend drinking and spend it doing songs, because I need my brain to come up with these words and come up with what I'm going to do. And I realized that alcohol keeps me from doing that. Everywhere we go, there's always a party. There's always an open bar. As a comedian, you get drink tickets. You're drinking all the time. At La Cita, I'm coming in to pick up my check. I'm picking up a Corona too. It's just, and of course we got to have a shot. Okay, we'll have two. Before you know it, I'm just kind of like, I'm buzzing. It feels good, but it all adds up and it adds up. And then when you got to wake up early the next morning, or you got to wake up thinking right and your fucking head's hurting, I just decided maybe I should just stop and see where this can take me not drinking. I'll smoke the fuck out my weed though. Yeah. But for like not drinking, for me, that's a sacrifice. Yeah. Not just stopping and trying to get through this whole detox of it all. Yeah. That part is sucky.
Plus it's a very competitive field, and something that we have to consider is if I'm getting trash, that's keeping me from writing. There's a motherfucker that wants my spot. That's not drinking. That's fucking eating healthy. That's working out, that's fucking really focusing on being optimal as far as writing shit. And I'm over here doing this. How far more ahead is that person going to get from me? And if you really want this, you have to be able to compete with these fucking people that are doing things that are furthering themselves from you,
That's where I'm at. And I'm looking at it in that way too. Like if I want to really get in this and I want to get in this competition, like I need to get serious. And to me, getting serious is cutting the drinking, the partying, the being out late. I'm still in that going into a new habit. It takes 3 weeks to build a new habit. And I'm at 20 and I feel pretty changed up, like I try to get myself out of the house in the day, go do what I need to do, work out. And then I try to be home at night and just try to plug away at my stuff. Right now, I'm like reconciling my last 2 years of for Texas. Exciting shit, Shit. But as an artist and having an LLC, I have all these deductions available to me now that I never had before. So I'm going to take advantage of them. Like, did you know that I could write off makeup and clothes and shoes and basically all the stuff that I used to film? I get to write all that off. I get to write off the money for my housekeeper, the money for my assistant, the money for my editors. Like I get to write all this stuff off. So I'm doing this hard. I made my own Excel spreadsheet. I guess you didn't know this, but you know how I work 9 to 5? I used to be a forensic accountant. So I used to work for profit and nonprofit companies. One of my jobs was Hello Kitty corporate. So I worked at Hello Kitty corporate. I also worked for the Music Center out there, which is in conjunction with the LA Opera House, the Walt Disney Concert Hall, the Amundsen Theater. I did accounting there. I did accounting at a place called Home, which is where Tiffany Haddish went for, because, you know, she was an orphan and there was an after school program. And I wasn't there when she was doing it, but I was like doing their checks for their scholarships and reconciling where the money went that they donated. So I knew how to account for people's money, but I never did it for myself. And you get into this service industry where you're like, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? And I realized I don't really want to fucking trust people with my information, like all my stuff that I'm spending money on, you know? I don't want people to know about my porn habit, you know? That's my business. Yeah. I'm just kidding. There's no porn habit.
My fans only subscriptions. My fans,
like I don't need to know account money for my, you know? So I decided that I'm just going to figure it out myself. And that's where I've been spending my time and my mind to get into the habit of let me get down to business and do what I need to do and trying to do it that way and organize everything. Like I have an Excel spreadsheet right now with all the songs that I love that we've grown up with. And with that, I have a whole sheet with all the topics that I want to talk about. And it's spread out like in order of, is the lyrics done? Are you going to use a band? What day are you going to record? When are you doing, who's in the music video? I'm like all the way down, like I have, because I know what I did for this one song and I'm going to apply the same formula to every song. Yeah. And so like each song is now going to have a shirt, like a loteria, a loteria shirt or loteria card. Yeah. And then when we have 12, it's going to be, we're going to sell it as a game set, a loteria game set. Yeah, that's a good idea. So if you want to collect, if you buy each shirt and you collect each shirt, you automatically get a free game set when the 12 hits. So we're working on that.
That's a good thing, man. That's awesome. I mean, this guy, I mean, he hasn't said it because he's being pretty humble, but he also has that where he can write parody songs.
We got like 20 of them already.
Really?
We used to do them all the time. When we started the episode, we would transcribe those into like parody. And I told him like a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, dude, we should start doing that again because people really enjoyed it.
I got a couple of songs. The only thing is, I wanna do. We got from what did we got from the Violent Femmes to the Smiths to Richie Valens, Johnny Cash. We did rock en español. What is it? Soda Stereo, and so there's a lot of them. So when I hear, like when you were describing that, you heard the song and all of a sudden it came on. That's how I felt not too long ago. Just for fun, I did a parody song for another podcast, the Ask the Fellas, and that one is just like I heard the song. Es El Tri. I don't know if you know El Tri, is Spanish rock. Triste Canción de Amor. When I heard that one, all of a sudden it was just the words started dropping in my mind. I'm like, and I've always, how you say, you always change the songs or you change the lyric or you make it funny. That's always been easy to me. Yeah, you got to tweak here and there. And sometimes, people will share me on like, you know what, that would actually work too, And yeah, it's just, I have fun with it. I really love it. I just don't know. I don't have what you have. I don't know how to sing. I have a terrible voice.
No, but he's got the Chicano.
He's got. I do the deep voice, like the Cheech, Mexican American. So I'll do that.
Cover up the fucking no tune.
And maybe we can collaborate on something like a song. Like if you want to help me write a song, that would be dope.
Let me know. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have a chance, if you go to our episodes, you'll see that. Like I think the Vato I forget which one it is, but from the Vatos Violentos, that episode, that title. From there on, we have like 20 episodes, and we do the songs at the intro, so you'll listen to it like, oh shit. They're the first ones, like, we had fun with it, but then as we went along, and Esteban would tell me like, dude, you got to do the choppy voice. Stop trying to imitate.
Because you would try to sing like the singer. Yeah, like, you don't have a singing voice.
That's the hard. That's the hard part. In that, like, is like, fuck, how am I gonna sound? Yeah. Like that's the part that would worry me on top of everything. I practiced a lot to get to this point. Like I did a lot of preparation in the fear of I don't want to look stupid. And I didn't know how to sing. You know, as long as I've been playing guitar, I haven't been singing that long. I started singing with karaoke. And that's when I learned you can't fucking sing for shit. Like that was my first indication that I had a long road ahead of me. And I ended up getting private gigs where I would go do comedy. And I realized, fuck, I need a little bocina, you know, I need a little speaker. So I went down over to, the Santee Alley, downtown LA, and I found one of the electronics place. And there was a real cool, Armenian dude. And he fucking was like, oh, my friend. Like, he had everything.
He sold you beepers too?
Oh, dude, fucking, oh, no, he gave me a beeper for free. Like, he threw the beeper in for free. He sold me this one little karaoke machine. Flasher.
Great.
Chimaro.
Now we're going to get flagged.
Right? He was showing nipple. He sold me this little bocina, and the bocina had Bluetooth connectivity with my phone, so now I could play the song and I could sing along with it.
Oh, okay.
So I brought out my microphone stand that I had from Rock Band. Remember Rock Band?
Oh, yeah.
So I brought it out and I hooked it up, and now I sing 15 to 30 minutes in the morning and 15 to 30 minutes at night to the songs that I love, that I want to sing, that I want to sing along with. And I've been focusing on my breathing. I've been focusing on the tone that comes out, the breathing in between, the noises that I'm making, how I'm moving my throat, how I'm moving my tongue, everything that I've learned in singing of what you're supposed to do, and especially your stomach. And somehow I was like, when I got to that point where I'm like, okay, you can fucking sing, like that did it for me. I think that moment when I knew I could sing was like 4 days later, I fucking wrote the song. And it was because I've been singing karaoke and I've been singing at home, but I've never really sang really in front of a whole fucking group of people. I've done La Cita karaoke, you know, where we fuck around and we do English and Spanish songs. We were doing, but are you ready for this?
A ver.
Where I got to host fucking karaoke?
Where? It
was Sunday, January 5th, 2020, Marilyn Manson's birthday party.
Shut up.
So we got it. So I've been going to this party for 10 years now, right? And every time you get like 2 days notice of where the party's going to be. And so then you got to go into fucking, I got to get a gift, right? So I go get the gift that morning. And me and Paula show up, right? And we don't know what's going on. All these people are coming in. It's always the same people every year. And we're in this bar. Fuck, it's open bar. I was still drinking. We're drinking. We didn't know what was happening. So his girlfriend, Lindsay, got there. And it was James Iha from Smashing Pumpkins, who's married to Ashley, who's Lindsay's twin sister. She's married to James Iha from Smashing Pumpkins. And then Lindsay is engaged to Marilyn Manson, right? So next thing you know, they're like setting up all this music, and then Lindsay comes in with a microphone and she's talking to James, and then I hear karaoke and I'm like, what? Karaoke? Really? And I get up, I'm like, are we really doing karaoke? She's like, yeah. She goes, do you want to start it? And I was like, she's all, James doesn't want to go up first. And he's just all like, yeah, I don't want to go up first. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go up. I'll start it, right? So I go up there. And I talk to the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm Tania Estrada, I'm going to go in and open this up, blah, blah. So I'm all, do you have this song? And he's all, yeah, I got it right here. I'm all, fuck yeah. So I go up there and I'm like, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for coming out to Marilyn Manson's birthday party today. We're about to get down with some karaoke. I want to open up this song and I want to dedicate it to my homeboy, Marilyn Manson. This song's for you. And I fucking busted out straight out of Compton.
Oh, shit.
You know that part, crazy murder like Charles Manson. And he's right there in the front, fucking grooving. And I went through the whole fucking thing and because I didn't need the lyrics. Yeah. I fucking knew the song. So I'm going with it. And it fucking broke the whole fucking party open.
Nice.
And I was like, I can't believe I just fucking did straight out of Compton and fucking Marilyn Manson's birthday. And they were all high-fiving me when I got off. They're like, yeah, yeah. So then we kept going on for the night. And then fucking the next song I did was Home Sweet Home. And then when I did Home Sweet Home and fucking Manson picked up the mic and he's back, he's all home sweet. I'm all, oh shit. I'm all, oh. It was, and they were like, fuck, you can sing. And it felt so surreal to be in a place where there's all these people that sing and do entertainment and fucking do concerts in front of fucking everybody. I mean, we had Rob Zombie there. Like, we had everybody. And they did not want to get up there. They did not want to go karaoke. They were so scared of, and I felt like it broke something in me that day. And I was just on that high. And that Tuesday is the day I had the meeting with the mentor.
Oh, shit.
So I sat with that on Wednesday, and Thursday's when I wrote the song. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going in there to sing. And I realized now, fuck, the little fucking, I gotta go fucking thank the Armenian dude over there with the fucking little bocina. But like, my suggestion to you, if you want to do this, okay, and you've been doing this, and don't let your voice hold you back. Get yourself a fucking bocina and start practicing and start doing YouTube videos and learning how to sing. And you never know what's going to come out of there. Do it. Why not?
All right.
Notice we started talking about karaoke, and look who showed up.
And
oh, do you karaoke?
he has a microphone.
He carries
in his
a
car.
mic with him everywhere.
Oh, is it on your jacket?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know those guys that bust out with the little case right there.
Yeah,
little diamonds on the fucking
I only
karaoke
use Monster cables, bro. These I brought my own cables. I'm sponsored by Monster.
But yeah, karaoke, that was the one thing. The next thing that I'm doing for the next music video, maybe not this one, but the one after, is I'm a trained dancer. I've been dancing since I was in cheer. We used to do dance competitions. So I learned the first, how to dance there, choreography. But I've been with this, his name is Alfredo Latin Cardio. If you guys have ever been to Gold's Gym, he does the dance class there. And there's lots of people that have been to his dance class.
The one in downtown?
That's it. The one that everybody fucking goes to.
I know what you're talking about.
Dude, he has a playlist that's so amazing of music that keeps you moving, but the moves are choreography, real moves. And it really, you do that class, like your coordination gets so good and so good. I've been doing it now for almost 5 years. And I can fucking dance. And not a lot of people know that. Like, I can fucking Paula Abdul with the best of them. And so I can't wait to do a parody, but have fucking dancing in the video, because that just sets it to a whole nother level. Yeah. Like, when I was planning this music video, I said to myself, okay, what do you know about music videos? Music videos look really fucking cool when you have different outfit changes and you have different settings. That really makes it look like, fuck, they put in a lot of work. But when you have 4 or 5 different clothes settings and you throw in a dance number, you know what I mean? It takes it to a whole nother level. So that's where I'm in my mind, is where I'm going to throw that in. It's like a dancing routine, to have a bunch of dancing people. Because then there's a lot that goes into that. The outfits. When are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it? When are they going to learn the dance? Who's going to participate? Like, how is the aesthetic? There's so much that goes into it.
Sure.
When you do a project, I think the hardest thing is always like, oh, fuck, I want to do that. And you go to do it and you're like, fuck, there's a lot of moving parts here that you've got to do. But if you prepare for those moving parts, when it's time to do it, it's like, it's a breeze. So...
Yeah, no,
that's good advice.
Definitely.
I mean, his stand-up career was one set, and that was it.
No.
At our 100th episode,
he's all drop the mic.
No, I have
I have a system fast.
I have. The thing is that, like, it's not a priority of mine. It's not like something that I love comedy. I love seeing stand-up comics and everything. I understand it's a difficult career choice, because it's not only, it's like taking everyday moments, but making them relatable and funny to everybody, right? And I tip I don't wear a hat, but I'll tip off my hat to everybody that does it, like yourself. I know that there's Frankie Blanquillo from No Father, No Problem. He's just starting. And, fuck, that's big, because, a lot of the comedians start when they're young. That's the norm, but you know what? Fuck it. If he could do it, he could do it. I'm yet to see his act. Every time he sends it up is during the week, and sometimes that's difficult for me. I know he's at La Cura or at the Paramount. I think
it's the same place.
The same one.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah. You know, they asked me that question. What would you tell aspiring comic? You know, it's the best advice. I'm like, pick another field of work. There's fucking enough comics.
Exactly.
And I say that because there's so many fucking crappy comics. There's so many awful comics that have someone be like, oh, you should be a comedian. But they're, you know, when you get on stage, it's a whole different beast. You're like, it's not like when you're talking to your friends in the backyard barbecue and you're fucking talking shit. You get up there, you forget everything. Frankie is the exception. He's fucking amazing, and he has a bright future ahead of him because I got to see his set that night. He's one that could keep going. He's one that should keep going. He's really funny, and he has a really natural delivery. He's not like he's trying. He's just up there, and he's really good for being so young.
And his huaraches.
Yo,
talks about he doesn't wear.
Yeah, he does it on sandals and everything.
I say it like this. If you want to be a stand-up comedian, do it for 8 years straight. See where you're at for 8 years.
Yeah.
And at 8 years, you have to decide two things. If I'm good at this, I should keep going. If I'm not good at this, I better pick something else to do, because if you're good at it, you need to keep going for the rest of your life. It's going to be something that you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's not something that you're just going to do for a few years, pues, like a hobby. You're going to do it forever. Greg Wilson taught us that. Like, if you're in here now, like, you decide whether you want to do this now or you're not going to do this, because it's something you got to do for the rest of your life. And he's right.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I haven't pursued it. I write down stuff. I like to write a lot, and I have little scenarios, or like, you know, just if I'm gonna use something from like, and I've talked to him about it, because he usually has good stories. I'm like, hey, do you mind if, you know, I use this? He's like, yeah, sure, go for it. Not so many times, but I have them, and I don't like to take people's stories, but I'm looking for something where it's relatable to everybody, not just Chicanos or not Mexican Americans or Latinos or anything, where it's relatable to everybody. So I'm like, all right. So I just have notes. If and when something pops up, I don't want to make a career of it, because it's not that I'm not willing to do the sacrifice. It's just like,
you're not sacrifice.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna put the effort or the struggle that somebody else would, because that's what they want to do. I don't want to do that. It's just more like, let me see if I can do it type of deal.
Bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the only thing. Maybe like an open mic, or maybe for like, you know, like, hey, let's open up for somebody. All right, I'll do it. At 5 minutes, I could do it. But I'm not going to looking into making it into a career. I actually like the podcasting. The podcasting is my thing.
Yeah. And that's not only a happy medium. The other thing you got to think about is that comics do need writers. We need, you know, like the big comics that are out there, you can think that they wrote their jokes all day long if you want, but, you know, I would say probably about 70% of them didn't. You know, and I'm leaving that as a very nice 30% margin. I have people write jokes for me. I have people help me out with my jokes. I have no problem with saying that. Some of the stuff I do think on my own. Some of the other stuff, comics help me think of other avenues to go with those jokes.
Like shape it right now.
And shape it. And we do that a lot. A lot of people don't know that behind the scenes as comics, we get together and we work out our jokes with other comedians. And it's a writing session type of thing. I never knew how important those were. And now I'm actively doing them more with my group, where we now have a FaceTime. We just started like a couple of weeks ago, where we FaceTime and we go over jokes together. We have 4 of us going through it together. And then I work with Willie Barcena a lot. Willie Barcena has been helping me for the past few years on kind of how to go with my jokes. And he's now helping me with my 1 hour special. So he taught me, you know, he's the one that helped Joey Diaz with his special. And I was around during that time while he was doing that. And so now he's shown me kind of what it is that I need to do. And we have like a whole little workstation at my house where we sit there and work. So it's pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chingon.
Well, I mean, yeah, no.
Maybe one day.
No, and it's like.
He did the one day. And
you can write. You can go back up. The thing is, with doing comedy, it's like you've got to be prepared. Like, and look, this is what I'm saying when I'm saying you guys pick something else to do.
Yeah.
Because, and this is the reason why. Comedy is fucking late night. Comedy isn't happening at 4, 5, 6 o'clock when you get off. Comedy isn't happening until 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night sometimes. Sometimes when you're new, you don't get up until the very last set. You get up till like 12, 1 o'clock, and then you got to be at work in the morning. And that's the hard part, is trying to do that consistently. What I mean is like, You have to have the heart to know that you're going to be desvelado. You have to heart to know that you're going to be out there every fucking day, even if it means that you're not going to get a spot. You have to go there and be community and get to know everybody. And it's a lot of years. Yeah. The way that I was able to circumvent that part of struggling into getting into comedy or being able to get myself stage time is that where I went to a clown college. I went to a comedy clown college. His name's Adam Barnhart. You guys know him. He's run Sunday nights over at the Comedy Store at the Belly Room for a long time. He had a comedy school that I started going to. And in that comedy school, I met a lot of like-minded comedians that were all starting out and had all been together for a while. And in this, he built community in opening up other rooms that were available in other parts of the city where comedians come out and do open mics. So in that, he gave me a spot to start holding open mics. You guys remember the Palms over in Santa Monica, over in WeHo? It's now a nutrition store, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
and so it was a place where I was holding open mics because he had got me that spot. And I made it a place where comics got to come in. All young, we were all young, like young comics. And I was very welcoming to them. I was very encouraging. I wasn't a dick to them. Most places, when you go to an open mic, the hosts are very hostile. Yeah. They have a fucking power trip because they got a clipboard with a fucking piece of paper that you might get on. And they want to act that way with you. They want to treat you shitty if you've had a bad set or not really community with you. I did that completely different. I allowed everybody to go up if they were there to sign up. I was encouraging. I always said something nice about them before they went up. I always made sure to give them a good intro because a lot of hosts are fucking, I'm sorry, you guys fucking suck. When we fucking come up to do open mic, you're like, give it up for Tania Estrada. Like, you fucking just went into something and you said nothing about me except here's this person. And so now I go up there and I'm fucking cold in the room. And now I got to sell myself. Your job as the host is to sell that I'm coming up on stage. Make it exciting. Do something with that. And a lot of the times you're just like, and it leaves comics in a place where you fucking feel off and you feel awful. I realized that by giving comedians in their early stages a proper introduction was everything for them to succeed. It gave them a feeling of, I can be comfortable about here. It's not going to be scary. I'm not going to be up there going like, this dickwad fucking owes me $20 and he fucking showed up here for a spot. Give it up for it. Like that just kind of, okay, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah. So in carrying this attitude of being nice to everybody, I've built a huge community with all of these comedians that I know where it's not that difficult for me to get stage time because they remember how I treated them back in the day. And so now these comics, it's so nice to see them that they're all up there. They're doing this for a living now. They have their own shows. They're doing their shows and everything. And they remember that I treated them good. So they'll always hit me up or ask me to come down. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, do you have a spot? Yeah, come down. And it makes a difference. If you're nice in this community, everybody's going to remember that. If you're a dick to people in this community, they're going to remember that too. And they're going to treat you accordingly.
I think that's life too, right?
Comedians aren't that smart sometimes. They don't know any better. And again, too, I'm sure it comes with the territory, the hustle, the bustle, the difficulties of it all. Going in there, some people just don't know the stress. They just don't know the attitude. Like, dude, it's free to be nice. It doesn't cost anything. Just be nice. Be nice to people.
Did you get any backlash from the purist comics that say, hey, that's part of the journey? Like, why are you sugarcoating stuff for these guys? They have to learn how to fucking deal with that. Because I'm sure there's people that feel that way. Where I had to deal with, I had to deal with a shitty host. But that's part of the path. That's what made me who I was. And did you get any backlash from people that are like, don't sugarcoat it for these guys. Let them fucking deal with that shit.
No, I see how the older school comics treated each other. Mm-hmm. Like, remember when you guys asked me, can we talk about, what you see on the road? Mm-hmm. Those are the way those comics act. And I'm going to say those comics, our older generation that we're learning from. Yeah. They were very mean to each other. They talked a lot of shit to each other, and they put each other down a lot. And they came up in that dog-eat-dog environment. They came up in that environment where they weren't nice to each other. And there was a lot of angst that went on throughout the years between that crew of comics. Now that we're talking 20 years later, and everybody's still here, like in fucking high school. Now they're seeing that the way that they treated each other, maybe they have an apology or two to give. Maybe they, you know, they should be, because some people are in a much higher position than you now when you used to talk shit to them. And where you're at now, you know what I mean? It wouldn't hurt for them to fucking give you a fucking little help or two. But it was because you wanted to be a fucking dick. And that's that generation. I'm trying to do something different in this generation of comedy. And in this way of trying to be more proactive, to be nicer to each other, to be kinder to each other. Because being kind, being mean to comedians does nothing for them or their self-esteem or for their material. It really doesn't. Just like being mean to a kid in high school doesn't do anything but fucking get him to bring a shotgun the next day and fucking shoot you. It's human nature to just want to be treated nice, to be treated kindly. That's why I see how they did it. That's cool. I actually went out there in my early years of comedy. And fucking the angst on my face. And I went on how they treated each other and how they talked to each other and how they fucking thought they were all fucking big and bad and this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking leave this right here. And this was in La Puente. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to leave all these comedians right here. And I'm going to go back over here to my white people over on the west side where I was learning just fine. And I had a nice little community where I was fucking, you know, we look forward to seeing each other all the time. It wasn't this horrible feeling. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to work on my craft over here. So fucking when it's time and I got to fucking meet up with all these fucking shit talkers, I can hold my own. And that's where I'm at. And I'm happy with my decision because along the way, I didn't get discouraged from my journey because had I been hanging out with these people that are very negative towards each other because they like to put each other down, I probably wouldn't have continued. I probably would not have because who can take that? Like really, who can take like just fucking feeling bad all the time when you're going out there trying to do something that makes you happy? I fucking wouldn't. So that's why I'm trying to build a utopia community. And you know what they say about a utopia? Utopias don't exist.
They don't.
Right? That's what they say. A utopia is
just like 100%.
It's an idea that doesn't exist. It's like a perfect community where like nothing bad happens. I'm shooting for that.
Well, no, you should shoot for a utopia. You should shoot for 100%. Neither of them exist.
But that mentality, I mean, it makes a lot of sense why the guys were like that, though. I mean, they come from more of like a scarcity mentality, where in those days there weren't as many opportunities as there is now. And I'm not trying to defend them, but I can see why their mentality was like that. Now there's a lot of opportunities. There's no need to be a dig. You have YouTube. You have all these different outlets that weren't there before. And in those days, it was like, I'm gonna get that and you're not, right? And that's the kind of environment that they were bred in. And so it's a different environment, right?
It's a different environment. And if you watch the old like sitcoms that they did, like I'm Dying Out Here or I'm Dying Up Here, like that one really showcases what comedy was like in the 70s and the 80s. You're like, fuck, that's rough. Like that's super rough. I'm glad I didn't grow up during that time. I'm glad that I'm at this point where I feel like I'm doing something different. At the end of the day, as a comic, I have to go up there by myself. I don't need any other comedian to go up with. But I wish that there was people beside me that commune with me, because there's nothing better than going up to do comedy and having your comedy compas with you that are rooting for you like you're rooting for them, and you walk out of there like fucking high five, great job, we did a great job together because hey, I heard you use my tag, thank you so much for giving me this tag, thank you for helping me with this joke, that one, thank you so much for this one. There's a community in that. There's sharing in that. And there's something beautiful about having that feeling of sharing. Old comedy, old school comedy, nobody wants nobody to win but themselves. Yeah. In this mindset today, we're trying to get everybody to win because we now realize there's enough for everybody. There can't be just one funny comedian. There can't be just one funny female comedian. That would be fucking boring. There's just one. Like, what the fuck is this, Korea? Like, you have to have...
Right away.
Like,
right away.
We need to have as many different flavors of comedy because comedians are going to hit different people at different times. And if we have a slew of great comedians, like, we can achieve a little bit of a more peaceful life, because when people go through shit, they either like to drink, they like to fuck, or they like to laugh, right?
Yes,
I don't know if that order, but like that, and if I can take care of the laughter part, actually I can take care of all three. Now that I think about it,
it depends on the situation.
I fucking bring you world peace, one vagina at a time. Now that I think about it, thanks a lot for letting me explore this platform.
Yeah, there you go.
You should too. We have like fucking 6 or 7 people. Like, I need to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast.
I think more than that way.
And nobody does it. Like,
or
they just talk about it, but it's just they see the equipment, they see this, and they feel like that's how they need to start. I'm like, dude, you could do it with this,
with your phone.
Like you said, like, do small steps that lead to like a bigger fucking journey, you know. But just do it. Like, there's nothing. Don't overthink
Nothing
it.
stopping you.
Yeah, and you know, and I've seen comments too, like, you know, why the fuck is someone else going to start another another podcast? And it's just like, yeah, but you know what? Like, podcasting is the way that everybody right now is listening to stuff. It's the thing. Yeah. For me, I know I need to start a podcast. And, you know, yeah, it's going to be another podcast. All right. Watch out, guys. I hope I don't fucking hurt your iTunes rating. Ooh.
Don't listen to the last episode.
I hope I don't take your 5 stars. Ooh. Like
4.5.
4.5, right? I'm starting a podcast. And everybody's going to be very, very interested to see who's coming on and who I'm interviewing. Yeah. These are a lot of my friends, my acquaintances, people that I've worked with for a long time. And I think it'll be a more of an insight of me, of my life, of what I've been doing behind the scenes that people don't see, or how I'm doing stuff, or who I'm working with. And I think that'll be the fun part of it. I think for the first few episodes, I may just talk about myself, like just talk about why I do this or why I do that, and set it up that way, and then start bringing in the guests. But that's another thing that I'm actually planning out. That's and awesome. trying to do it in the right steps. And you're right, you can record a podcast on an iPhone, because in Baja, they do a podcast out in Baja, and they do it on the phone. And they have someone right there with the little noise, little chingamadera, throwing in little noises and stuff.
We used to have one.
Yeah, battery went dead on it.
We used to have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you ever need any help with any of that stuff, I mean, you can count on us to like.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm pretty much just. I have a Zoom H6. Is that a Zoom right there?
That's
H4?
That's H4. Oh, you got the 6. Nice.
Those are with the 4.
Yeah, with the 4 plugs on the side.
Oh my god, I just felt like I was talking cars.
I know, right? I'm like, right away, I'm like, oh.
Se te paró, que no? Se te paró. I saw.
I got a little tickle.
Yeah.
But if you go to our website, chicanoshuffle.com, Fernando
I gotta update everything though.
He did a really a detailed kind of list
like 5 pages
of like what you need to start a podcast.
Or, you know, from
Mira,
but the equipment thing, I was just thinking about it this weekend. I was gonna try to update it. Because, yeah, it's kind of... Now there's the easier, like, little boards that you can use.
Really?
So I got to update it.
Yeah, from, like, very basic, like, you know, just 1 person or 2 person podcast to, like, you know, something like this big, you know, where you need a...
No, well, because now, like, you have the Zoom... The ones that make these Rode microphones have that mixer now.
Uh-huh.
That's... It has the recorder built in, and everything's laid out in a very user-friendly... You can't fuck it up. The record button's like fucking a big-ass red button. Uh-huh. And when it's recording, it's red. You know, like, it's really easy, like, for anybody to use now. So
but
I gotta update the list.
This is not even hard. I mean, you can get information. Like, yeah, he says there needs to be an update, but it's useful information.
No, I'm saying because the equipment gets updated.
Yeah, but still, like, what you need is there,
the information,
you know? Yeah, and that's what I was referring to, you know?
Well, I already know what I need is a tech. You know, like all the whole setup and everything. Like, are you busy?
Fernando's the guy you need to talk to. What he could do is he could guide you and tell you how to. He could make it easy for you. Like, he'll tell you, like, this is what. Show me what you got.
I'll draw a diagram.
Yeah, he'll draw you a diagram and everything, and how to, like, even upload it and send it out to the platforms.
Do you smoke weed?
I used to.
Oh, I was gonna say we'll smoke one.
I got kids that have to be fucking alert at all times.
You can't be chill.
I gotta be fucking like
Some parents need that to deal with their kids.
It's all right. You can draw the diagram. I'll
can be
smoke weed while you're doing it.
Once they're asleep, though, it's fair game.
But you know what? you said that everybody has a podcast, but no, they don't. They have it and then it falls off. Like nobody sticks to
It's
it.
because the problem is we've talked about it a lot. They do the podcast and they think their idea is so great that within 4 episodes they're gonna have a chingo following.
No,
their
it's a
Instagram's
long
gonna
time.
blow up. It doesn't work that way unless your fucking name's Joe Rogan.
I know. And even, but like you said, if you're going to be a comedian, give it 8 years. If you're going to be a podcaster, give it 3 years minimum.
Before you had
Minimum, just to see what kind of audience you've built, what kind of listening, what kind of following you have. And not only that, it gives you along the way. Your first episodes are going to be shitty. But until you start going, you start picking up the knack. Okay, I got this, I got that. And when you re-listen to your episodes, you're like, oh, fuck, you start making notes. I got to stop breathing into the microphone. I got to start making these noises, or I got to stop talking over people. Just little things like that. And they're like, oh, I got to finish this thought, or bam, just little things like that. You listen to yourself again, and then you take notes off of that. Some people get discouraged because they don't get the following. They don't get the likes, or they don't get the downloads that they want or they're expecting, or people will leave a negative review like, oh, this podcast is shitty. Like, fuck.
we got that.
And that burns their fucking soul.
Yeah.
It does,
That burns
negative.
his soul.
It does
But
negative.
good, yeah.
I love those negative ones.
Well, it depends on how good your backbone is. But the average person, we're all sensitive creatures. We all have feelings. We all try to act like we're all so fucking big and bad and we're fucking hard. But fucking say the right thing, you'll fucking get a fucking big man crying. Fucking moco tendido.
Yeah.
That's why I say nothing.
I can take it. You're still married.
I know my place.
That's right.
He's not buried. He's married, huh?
Almost the same thing. No?
Yeah, but it's encouragement.
Yeah, definitely. If you start or anything, feel free to reach
Yeah, we can
out.
point you in the right direction.
Yeah, and we could guide you, or we could help you out, or maybe give you tips, or fucking ideas. But the info that
Ideas, no,
Right
it's just
away.
like equipment and stuff.
know.
You know what you gotta do.
but
You know what you gotta do.
Right away.
It's just sometimes some people get discouraged with the uploads and all that stuff, but it's not that difficult. You can figure it out.
You know where this guy was leading? I'll guest spot. I'll help you with your numbers.
I'll come through.
Chiramon.
Don't fall for it.
Jesus Christ, every time.
No, but thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. Well, thank you for spending your Saturdays with us, man. This
No.
morning it was pretty awesome having you, and I'm sure the listeners will appreciate all the information that you gave them.
All right.
And it's just good to hear a female perspective on the entertainment side. You're very busy, you're hustling, you're moving, you're not staying still, it's just always staying active. And that's something that, some listeners or viewers could, catch on.
Yep. And I know that the viewers want to know, but I want to give you guys each one chance to ask whatever you guys want.
Ooh, let me see.
Whatever you guys want. You know what? Let me go pee. Let me go pee, right? And then you guys can be all.
Let's pause, take a shot, and then
Let me go pee.
No, yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's a little long.
Se nos borró la línea.
se los borró la línea.
Ahí se quedó la línea.
Oh, pressure.
So fucking, what do you got with?
Well, right now, just when she comes back,
That's why do your wrap up.
yeah, do the wrap up. Basically, follow us, give us a like, or review us on iTunes. Share the podcast. The Patreon page. It's very helpful. It's been helpful so far, and just be able to get us a little bit more further. Other than that, I don't have anything
I'm
else.
due for a union break.
You're due for a union break, all right?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good episode. But I mean, just the iTunes reviews is something that I really look forward to, man, and it helps out in a way. Not only does it help out in the ranking and Also, just as far as like the feedback, even if it's negative or good, it just kind of it helps to know that at least people are listening and they're getting stuff out of it. I mean, I had a guy yesterday, one of the guys that was hanging out with Daniel Edge, that was telling me that because of the podcast, he changed his whole like perspective. Like he thinks different now. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, dude. Like you don't really think about it like that. I was telling them like, you just hit a record. I don't even think that it's recording. I just think I'm having a conversation, you know?
Except for like, the mic in your face, but eventually you forget about it.
You forget that, oh shit, this is going to be out somewhere and people are going to fucking listen to this, you know?
That's funny how they have different conversations where, very deep conversation on that side over here. Oh, remember that peda?
Yeah, no, I even got a book. Shout out for Daniel. He came through with a book, and it's just trying to help each other out.
And this is at your show at the Stardust that you had.
Yeah, we had a gig last night at the Stardust in Downey, and thank you guys. Yeah, Fernando showed up. Dave was there. There's a few people that were there, man. I know you had some things to do with it, I understand. I was gonna bust your balls anyways about it though, but it was a good time, man. It's always because I know that people it's their time way, and for them to go to a fucking show and spend time and money to go see you play, like I really have that in consideration now when I perform. It's not just fucking let me be this arrogant fucking dick that's playing guitar in front of people. It's like, no, these fucking people spend Uber, they fucking spend money on drinks, they spend
on the cover.
They're not spending time with their fucking family. Like their time is really precious, and you want to be able to show them that, you know what, this is worth like your fucking time, Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate everybody that was there.
Alrighty, so we got Tania back.
All right, you playing a banda?
I'm playing a banda.
He plays.
Do?
Yeah, he's a guitarist.
Esteban y sus rieleros del norte.
No.
En la cantina dos oros, dos plebes se emborracharon.
Oh, shit.
We need Mario.
No, don't even get him started because then he'll leave. He won't leave. As far as questions, I mean, I think we asked you a lot of it. I mean, the only thing is for me, you already mentioned your final end game. You want to do comedy on a cruise. You already talked about you want to go retire like in Baja. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean, my only thing is. Only question is,
do you know my tío Chuy?
Or do you want to know my tío Chuy?
Here's
Te va a hacer cosquillas, güey.
Es mañoso. Es mañoso, güey.
Chuy. Tienes las manos limpias, ven. Ven para acá.
Es mañoso el cabrón. Es mañoso.
¿Tiene esposa? Because then he's my type.
I know, right?
Depende qué día le preguntes.
I know, right? Sancha. Take care of your Sancha, guys.
Diane Fuera, man, like, seriously, I mean, you've answered a lot and beyond, which really grateful. I don't know about these other two.
I have a question.
Sure.
That Tania that you talked about, that was pretty bummed out about the U-Haul being outside and the move. The Tania that I'm talking to right now, what would that Tania tell her as far as like a life advice that she would appreciate?
I would have told her it's gonna be okay. Put some frizzies in your hair. And frizzies, the serum, frizzies in your hair. Get you a curling iron. Learn how to use it.
There's a lot of girls at my house. I know what it is.
I would have told her, don't cut your hair, because you're going to buy horse hair for the rest of your life.
No shit. Man.
I would have told her it's going to be okay. I would have told her just go with it. I look back, I wouldn't change anything. I go back into thinking of, what could I have changed? And I look back and I realize that if I would have changed just one thing, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I would be knocked up. I would have a family. I don't know if the dad would still be around even, I would have kids and I would be just, listening to songs that I like and changing the words on them in the car radio. While I fucking go to McDonald's and fucking get me a Happy Meal because I can't afford to buy fucking 7 Happy Meals for my kids back at home.
They just had a coupon. You buy a combo meal and you get a free Happy Meal.
Right? Yeah.
Just saying.
I wouldn't have changed anything. I would have just told her just hang tight.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
And she would have said, "Fuck you, you don't know anything."
Yeah, you don't fucking know me. That's the shit.
You don't know my life.
Fuck you. You don't know my life.
You don't know
my
nothing,
struggles. You don't know my struggles.
¿Qué sabes, pendeja?
Well, thanks, so guys, for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Really appreciate
These
it.
questions weren't that hard. I thought you guys were gonna.
No. We're easygoing. We're not gonna, put anybody on the spot. Like whatever you share comes out of you.
All right.
We just do the setup.
All right, cool. I'm just glad you guys didn't bring up the restraining orders. I'm like,
No.
he had a good dick, eh? He had a good dick. I can't explain it. It drove me crazy.
I'm sure you've explained it out there to other people, which it gives them to go out and look for you more and listen to you and follow you. If any of our listeners want to follow you, see your work, how can they do that?
If you guys are still listening, it's at Tania Estrada 334, TANIA ESTRADA 334. Just Google Tania Estrada comedian. You might put in Tania Estrada. You're gonna get the Mexican weather girl from Juarez with fucking all that nalga. Yeah. I told that fucking bitch too. I'm like, listen, bitch, my fucking name is Tania Estrada. You need to stick to Tania Quesada. Y se hizo la pinche sorda, and she fucking wants to be Tania Estrada. All right, bitch, I'm gonna show up with these fucking nalgas and sit on you one of these days.
Oh shit!
I'll see you, Tocaya.
Yeah.
Talk about
I
beef.
thought that's who it was. That's why I brought my nice shirt.
Right? Wrong girl. Like, fuck, she's kind of big.
Hasta me peiné.
Yeah, nos peinamos.
I usually wear a hat. No, just kidding.
I'm just kidding, Tania Estrada, if you're out there. But we had that fucking conversation, bitch. I told you to stick to Quesada, but you didn't listen fucking back when we were on MySpace, bitch. No, but I'm just kidding. I hope to meet you one day. I'm really fucking pura buena onda.
Yeah.
It's all good. I like that they put my name and look at your ass, not mine. So keep on doing it, Tania Estrada from Juarez. Hey. Oh, yeah. And people look up Sancha Day, look up the song Sancha Day, Dia de la Sancha on YouTube. Shirts available, Sancha Day shirts, Loteria card shirts.
And all the information is on Sancha Day.
On my Tania Estrada 334 on Instagram. I have my link to my website, my IMDb, the song, all of that stuff.
Instagram is life now. Shit.
Instagram. So I'm saying, like, if they ever shut down Instagram, that would be a fucking good. If there's anyone out there who wants to write a story, there it is. The day they shut down Instagram.
Vámonos.
Casa de las madres.
Can you see all the fucking white girls running around? Oh my God! My selfies aren't working.
Se matan.
Selfie mode disabled. Fucking on your phone. What the fuck? It's over.
That's a Black Mirror episode right there.
Imagine the phone goes back. The phone goes back into dial tone.
Oh, the rotary.
They have the rotary on the cell phone. Like, fucking horrible nightmare.
Back to the beepers, pagers.
Beepers. No, payphone. Fucking all quarters. You got a quarter. You changed this dollar.
35 cents. You had to have 35 cents.
So it was a quarter for a while.
It's a quarter for a while.
Was it?
It was a quarter for a while.
35 cents. I was really past high school.
Those are Santa Monica phones, bro. Those are bougie side was
They
35
started
cents.
getting greedy.
Who carries a fucking quarter and a dime?
I know. That was kind of random.
No mames, güey.
Holy shit.
Funny.
Pero bueno, gracias, Tania. I was going to call you Estrada.
Gracias, Estrada.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for showing up. And other than that, anything else you want to say? Anything you share where you're going to be at or what you have coming up?
Oh boy. Yeah, no. Shows are always popping up all the time.
Just follow your page.
Yeah, just follow my page and you'll see what's up and coming. Other than that, we know we have Lucha Vavoom 5 de Mayo that weekend. Watch out for it that week. Listen to me on KLOS if you want to win tickets. I'm
What
on Sunday
hours?
nights.
Sunday nights?
With Fraser Smith. I close it out with him at 3 a.m, so it's like technically Monday morning. So the show's Sunday 11 to 3 on 95.5 KLOS. So listen like the week of Lucha, and then you'll get tickets.
Chido.
So,
Awesome.
All right. So with that, thank you, listeners, and a ratos with that, eh?
Peace.
Órale, pues.
Al ratos with that, eh?